Anytime.
All right. That's it. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday night. It's time for Transformers, the show. We've got a killer show coming up. We've got Bob Budianski. We're going to talk about him, whoever he is. We've got a discussion about him. Plus, we're going to go through our top 5 most obscure Transformers ever in the whole wide world. And we've got the news, the views. We've got Rohans Corner, a whole lot more, all coming up on Transformers, the show 190. Yeah, so welcome to the show tonight. Loads coming up. Pete, thanks for joining us tonight. We've got the full crew back, minus Captain Ian. He's not here. He's off somewhere doing something. Come on, Ian, if you want. You can come and join us at some point if your night becomes a loss. How's everyone else? Alexis, how are you? Code TF show on showzstore.com.
I am good. I'm tired. It's been a long week. It's been an emotional week. It's been a productive week. I've had fun. I just had too much fun as well, like at work and at night time. So I am overly tired. But it's a pleasure to be here and see you and see the chat lighten up. Hello, chat. Hope everyone's well, healthy. How are you?
Fucking hell. It's like an opening monologue on Saturday Night Live.
Why? Oh, why did you open the
Ask
door?
how you are. Normally you go, yep, all good.
Yeah, it's just a short answer.
I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, what's up?
Not with my children.
Hi, man.
I'm
down,
not gonna
man,
say
with the wax kit.
that's Alex is used all the time up for intros.
Do you remember those weeks when he wasn't on? Oh, wonderful times.
Well, you could always check because we get so many likes.
First beer, by the way. First beer of the night, so.
How
well,
many
we'll
do you
see.
have in the afternoon, though?
None today.
Question.
I was on pickup duty. Jamal does his drama classes. Sam and I do rock, paper, scissors. So Sue goes and gets him right.
We don't need the full itinerary of your week.
Right. You know we're live. Let's do a news. Okay, here's the news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Right, we'll start with some very sad news that we had. I think it was back at the weekend, wasn't it? Or certainly at the start of the week, which was the news that Peter Spellos, who, of course, in the Transformers community is very famous for playing Skybite and for being a very popular guest at TF Nation, and also a very warm and friendly guest, the kind of person that lots of other people were able to interact with at things like TF Nation. And by all reports, he was a very kind and a very friendly man, and did a lot to support TF Nation as well. I know that Dave Wallace, who obviously a friend of the show and was quite close with him as well, to the point of for one of the TF Nations, Pete actually stayed with Dave at his house. So yeah, very sad. It was reported. I think it came from his brother, who'd actually first put the word out, and then TF Nation obviously put out their little tribute to him, and lots of people in the community. So many have put their very heartfelt tributes to him, and yeah, just a great man.
I
And,
thought you did an
great loss.
excellent tribute, Andy.
Thank you. Well, I think it's best to keep things simple because you can tell how loved this man was. And I really thought this was quite a moving picture, which I think it was TFW 2005 here who used it on there, but I know other people used it on theirs. And it was just from, I believe, and people can correct me, I'm not an expert on ROD, but from the last scene with Skybite in the cartoon where he's kind of free and he just kind of swims off happily. And I think the quote was down here at the bottom, if I can get these. There you go. Who's the smartest shark around? Who's the coolest shark in town? Skybite. That's who. And he swims off happily. So, yeah, Peter Spellos. Sad loss for us. Definitely. Till all one.
Cheers.
And then, obviously, that was very sad news that we started the week with. We'll get back to kind of not proper news is the wrong word, but happier news. Let's go with happier news. So, for those people who've ordered Deathsaurus, we've had our first in-hand photos with a bit of a comparison next to Victory Saber or Star Saber, depending which way you look at it. So you get a sense of the size of the thing and how it's looking. Now, there was a bit of confusion about this release. So at first, there were emails that went out saying basically he's on his way. And people got very excited, expecting, we'll get him before Christmas. Now it emerges that it might only be people in the US who are actually receiving it before Christmas, and the rest of us in Europe and the wider world apparently should be expecting this possibly before Christmas, but more likely after Christmas and into the new year. But nobody really seems to know for definite when. I don't know if Hasbro are giving any actual definite answers. But
Well,
anyway, it looks
I
good.
just hope the quality control is much better,
Oh,
and I
you've
hope
got
it's
to be
better than
sure.
what happened to poor Taiwan, didn't they? Whole their allotment of Star Sabers didn't it go underwater? It
Yeah,
suffered
oh
like
yeah,
flooded
they
damage.
lost theirs, didn't they? Somewhere.
Yeah, so
Something
they had to
happened
wait
them.
2 years because they did a second run of Star Saber because it was so bad to fill all the quality control issues.
Yeah. Oh, and though I'm not affiliated,
Right.
and none of us, I think, are affiliated with AliExpress, I did see a couple of posts from people who've actually bought Star Saber from AliExpress for under
Yeah, there's a second
£200.
one.
So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, there
So
was a
people who have
second
missed
run.
out might want to have a look. So
You know, and
Yeah.
the thing I was always worried about was the people taking the mick, you know, going, oh, there's a little dent here, so they got one and they kept it apart, and suddenly they sold that on eBay for like the equivalent price. You know,
I mean, the one you gave me, Jay's got all these massive scratches on the front of it. So you need that, right?
Don't say that.
didn't have-
Don't say that because
Don't.
he will lose his.
no,
he will
I don't.
lose his-
I don't care. I've got a mental block to protect that because I think you cost.
No,
No, I ain't joking. I ain't
Moving
joking.
on. Okay.
Poke the beast. Poke the
This
beast.
this was another bit of news that was quite interesting. So this piece of artwork that was purportedly going to be part of Legacy was released, and people were trying to work out who the character was. Then there was a conversation on Twitter between FJ DeSanto, who basically said he worked on the development of the character that we see in that artwork, and it's not AI, it is real artwork. And as you can see in the comments, if you read them, what you find out is he couldn't say what character it was, but we are going to reveal it in a moment for those who don't know. But it was a major villain planned to be in Legacy. Apparently, he was going to be the main protagonist, and it was somebody from the old Marvel comics.
Can you look at the artwork again?
Can I say something about this story? Is if you look at like Twitter where this conversation takes place, there's a lot of artwork of Transformers on Twitter, usually done by art galleries with at least a poster, and you've always got someone that make a comment to say, "Oh, they ripped this photo or picture from someone else," and you know, "Oh, it's taken from this toy," or "This toy photographer's done this and the artist has copied it or line copied it or whatever." And there's only so many poses you could put a Transformer in, and then most of the time they are working with current models. So you always see these arguments where people are trying to claim it somehow this isn't it, and they seem to be moving on to now AI generated artwork. There seems to be a lot of accusations getting thrown around, and it costs them nothing. They can accuse someone and they don't need to give any evidence, you know, back it up. They leave it to the victim or the person who shared the original post to have to defend it. And I always feel that's a bit one-sided, and maybe a really negative thing of social media need to draw back. And obviously you've had people in the past like Sixo comment and say, actually, there's only so many poses you could do, but I figure give the artist a break. So it was interesting to see that argument break out with AI. And I was thinking if AI had done that, AI would have done a really bad pish job of it.
Possibly, yeah. It's good, but good point that. The other interesting thing that FJ DeSanto said was that they'd actually developed, as it says at the bottom there, a 3-season Legacy animated series, which Netflix was going to pick up. They even had a story Bible for the toy line and everything, but Netflix decided not to pick it up, and Hasbro decided not to do a story-driven toy line, so they just abandoned the whole idea. But the character it was going to be was Straxus. So Lord Straxus, as many of us know him from the Marvel comics. And this was artwork by Animal Cova, and she showed this to kind of confirm that what was being shown before was real, because this is what she did for Hasbro. So on the left, you got the original body, and for those of you who know, Straxus, spoiler alert, he gets his body destroyed, and it's just his head that's left. So she designed this kind of Krang-style robot thing for him to
Quite
live
cool,
in.
isn't it?
I thought it was quite a clever idea, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a bit, obviously, mushed together. What was that Autobot episode? The one with Autobot Spike, where they got the like bits of Transformers. It looks a bit like that kind of body. But anyway, that was it.
The only thing I have against that picture is I would have wanted the original head of Straxus. I think he was a notably big enough G1 character that he can.
I'm gonna say this now. It's beautiful artwork. It's just to me, Straxus in the comics was this massive kind of bruiser body with a different face and everything. And don't get me wrong, this still looks really cool, but it just kind of doesn't scream Straxus to me.
You know, Straxus reminds me of almost reminds me of Venom from the Batman films, where he has that thing on his face and you take it off to speak. You know?
Bang.
See, that looks
Yeah.
more like the Straxus I don't remember, but in terms of like the face. But either way, it's cool artwork, and we never
Yeah.
got it, but maybe we will down the line if they're thinking
weird.
about
It's
it.
cool
How-
artwork, but we can criticise because we're not talented, so it's easy.
Exactly. We have no artistic talent, so here's why we think it's not great. No, it is good. It is very good. I'm
Everyone's
sure Anna
opinion,
Markova
right?
is an
Everyone
avid
has an
viewer
opinion.
as well, so well done, Anna.
The artwork's
moving
cool.
on.
The artwork's cool. I just don't agree with what they've done like you guys. I think I go back to Marvel. And again, I find it weird how they can't make another body. Like they're so hard up, they have to get cobbled.
It's interesting because I think I remember, Alexis, what your actual comment was when I shared those photos, and it wasn't as well thought out as you put it now, was it? We won't go into that because we don't want to get anybody cancelled on TV tonight. Anyway,
it looks like a seeker.
Moving on.
Straxus looks like a seeker.
Moving on. Right, so this is the Takara release of like their premium painted 2-pack things that they're doing of Kingdom bots, and this is Tigatron and Black Arachnia.
But you know what's so
it's
fantastic
Black Arachnia,
about this release? It's like that
Go on.
new game now. How long before it turns yellow? Will it turn yellow? We don't know.
Everybody plays that game with any white transformer. It's immediately, but will it yellow?
Also,
I just
what I
like
found
one stuff.
interesting, also what I found interesting is that both the Transformers look really shit as well.
Yeah, that's like that.
Both. So, because normally they do one good one bad one, in these two packs, don't they? They've just gone. Should we just try 2 bad ones?
Oh, you say it. I say it. They throw tomatoes. You say it. Oh, it's constructive criticism.
Do you play that game as well,
No,
Paul? Like,
no, we don't.
When's it
You just say
look
he's
shit?
wrong.
Oh, look, it looks shit. Right in the box.
This is my favourite shot. Look
amazing.
at that. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
it's so good. I've always
Hey,
wanted
you
one of
guys.
those.
Anyway, there you go. The interesting thing I found about the whole white plastic thing, it's not just the white plastic, is it? Because there's quite a lot of people now reporting that their next Netflix sound waves, the grey plastic for the legs and on the arm joints, has also started to yellow, and people are just losing their minds over it. I saw somebody had swapped over the joints with the Siege one because the Siege one apparently doesn't.
Really?
Wow.
So it's like, really?
I just can't be arsed.
No, exactly.
My Netflix Megatron, the grey is yellowed, obviously, and I just look at it, but it's full of fucking battle damage anyway. So
It's old Megatron. Anyway,
if you want to have
a
a Netflix Siege Netflix Soundwave, by the way, I think there's one going on eBay for a reasonable price.
would it be being sold by a certain Alexis from our show?
I couldn't say. I could not say.
Do you want to buy from Alexis? Is will he deliver it to you at actual address, or will it be someone else's? It's always like,
woo! Alexis roulette. Anyway, moving on. There's the box, and there's the back of the box.
Great.
And then let's talk about this. So now,
If you had a dinosaur and then rammed another dinosaur in,
exactly, I can't be the only one who looked at this picture, and the first thing I just thought was, "Oh, that's wrong. That should not be happening, should it?"
I actually did. I just said it just looks like he's run up his arse. Like,
Mark Mayers shared this, right? This is Magmatron, Commander Magmatron's Magmasaurus mode. Now, this is actually canon. This is based on something, apparently. Now, I'm not an expert on this. People in the chat, I'm sure you'll all be going crazy and saying how cool and wonderful it is. But I'm sorry, that just looks like a dinosaur's rammed its head up another dinosaur's ass, but then also has its head coming out the back of it, and then like a dinosaur's died on top and is laid on its back. The pterodactyl or whatever it is looks like it's dead.
I don't know. It looks to me like they were in a kinky sex game and they were sticking
What's the
something
mode again?
and the sword got dragged together, and they're going, "Oh my god, stop!" And they just get crushed.
I like. Somebody just put a comment there about this is what ended Barney's career. Anyway,
What's it called? Magmatron Mega Mode Zone.
Magmatron Magmasaurus mode. There you go.
I'm gonna Google
And that was from Mark Mayer. And don't get me wrong, if you like it, all more power to you.
Yeah.
It does look friggin' weird. Anyway, moving on.
Does explain a lot about America, I think.
Oh, G.I. Joe crossover Soundwave. Quite a few people seem to be getting this now.
Like stuffing, don't they, with the full fist?
Are you talking about Thanksgiving or have you moved on to?
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Thanksgiving, obviously.
Full fist. That's the only way Jamie rolls. Anyway, there you go. There's Soundwave, and it looks quite cool. But watching the review from MGO, it's kind of what you expect from a G.I. Joe crossover. It'll look cool on your shelf, but probably don't mess around with it too much because then you'll start to realize it's maybe not as good as you thought. But I mean, when you see the vehicle mode, I mean that's pretty darn cool, isn't it? I mean, it really does resemble the vehicle, certainly that I remember, and it's Soundwave, which is just a bit bonkers. I saw somebody moaning, why have they got Soundwave turning into that? That's because it's a crossover. Or you've got to turn into something. You can't just turn into a tape deck every freaking time. And there's the blue masterpiece.
And I've
Ravage
said it
that
before.
they used.
I think this is the time when they just release Masterpiece Ravage for the Chug line.
May as well. I mean, they kind of have. Yeah. Does this count as Chug line? It's crossover. I don't know.
No, but the figure would match. The figure would be fine. The same scale size. It would be perfect.
It would. Sorry, I have to laugh because the Transformers Ultimates. I love that figure. Look at that. What's this? Megatron. There we go. I do like the fact it's got Big Stick written on his gun, which I think that was a nod to the original G2 Megatron, wasn't it? So there's G2 Megatron. There's Tarn with Nickel that we saw. I think I showed it last week. In fact, I know you did because I watched it. There's Wreck-Gar. I'll stick with the Pseudo Series 1, thanks. And there's whatever the hell they call that, which is from that episode where for some reason they turned Optimus Prime into an alligator or a crocodile or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. And then stuck his arm on a tower so he could shoot at people. And that
was City of Siege. That was City of Fear, wasn't it? No, City of Fear.
City of Steel, something like that.
City of Steel, that's it.
Either way, it was crap. Anyway,
Under Siege 2.
Under Siege.
It was
quality film.
Brilliant.
Quality
what a film.
Oh, come on. It's not a patch on the first, surely. The first had that last from Baywatch, who wasn't Pamela Anderson. You know, the other one. Anyway,
came out the gate.
There's the boxes. And there's what they look like in the boxes. So if you like them, go grab them from some shop. And that's all the main line.
I just found a picture of that Magnum, centipede. There you go.
Whoa.
I'm so relieved because I thought that was going to be something else when he said the word centipede. I thought we were going somewhere very different with this.
Magnipede. So I can see what they're trying to do. Don't look like that.
Magnipede. Something about that sounds wrong as well. Anyway, shall we do third-party news, seeing as that's what everybody tunes in for?
Believe it or not, this is the fun part.
So, Make Toys Utopia on the left, and I can never pronounce this one, Siyang Vladivostok. So I can pronounce it. I lied completely. I think the one on the right looks miles better, but that's me personally. Anybody else have an opinion on this?
8 years apart in design.
Yeah, but it still doesn't get away from the fact that one on the right looks better. You can say 8 years apart when you want.
I still like the one. The one on the left stylized, but it's still the one on the left's been the pinnacle for years. Like, still goes.
Is it anymore though? That's the question.
Have
you got this ordered?
No.
Oh no, you don't. Oh, who does? It's somebody in our friendship group does.
Jamie does, doesn't he?
Jamie, have you got this ordered? Oh, he's muted.
Sorry, I was copying. I originally was going to order it. It started to get smaller and smaller. It was almost like the French fucking releasing this, Oh, we are 18 inches and suddenly it's 17. And it was just getting smaller and smaller.
Bonjour.
The thing was, it's quite heavy in electronics. And it seemed to be because it was like third party or whatever. They said, "Oh, if the electronics don't work, well, tough luck or something."
Techno.
So I was a bit worried, buying a third party from something where maybe the electronics might fail. And then I look at the face, and I think the face is like they went to such trouble to make it G1 aesthetic and brilliant, and yet they made the face look as though it's been through a fucking windscreen. I just didn't understand that. Why would you fuck that up? The one part it should be.
We've gone from news to review.
So I would trash it, because.
So have you ordered it, Jamie?
I'm letting it down. Beeline said I could get it. She actually gave me permission, but I was myself.
Is this a new segment, Jamie through the windscreen? How do you?
To be fair, Alexis, normally when we ask you for a yes or no answer, this is what you do.
Yeah, I actually gave a reason.
It now.
I gave a good.
You did give a reason, Jamie. That was
smashed off his tits.
Your explanation went somewhere.
We get answer.
Right. Anyway, I think that's a no. But if you have ordered it, I think it looks quite good. Anyway, Fans Hobby Darkwing, I can't remember what they called it, but there were some photos of it now with like all the colours that you're going to get on it and how it looks, and big pose, lots of wings on the back. I still think it looks really good, and I've always got a place in my heart for Darkwing because that's the one I had as a kid. So I always loved Darkwing, the depressing bastard. But it looks pretty cool, and there he is alongside the Master Force version, so you get an idea of how they compare with colours. Right, lovely. This is quite cool. Now, I apologise if we've seen this before, but I know that Bisto Yeti, he shared some photos of this with us, and this is what they call again, Iron Factory. Is that right?
Yep.
And they took their Cyclonus, which is like that samurai one, and they've Loki'd it, and it does look pretty darn cool. I mean, might not be for everyone, obviously, personal choices, but I really like it.
Who would you turn to for? Would it be Ultra Magnus because he has a hammer?
Maybe it could work. I suppose it'd be interesting. Maybe they go a whole Marvel cast. Yeah, aren't they going to get sued for this? Like majorly, because it's Marvel, and Marvel is now Disney.
Disney already failed.
Wouldn't they get sued then by Norway?
Yeah, Disney's already failed.
Yeah.
Not sure that Norway can sue for gods. Sorry,
you can't. Disney already tried to do this with other shops and stuff. You don't have legal rights to a god.
Yeah.
In any
Imagine if you could.
Yeah, you can't. You know,
some random bloke claims.
Yeah.
I think you'll find I've got legal rights to God. So
I represent G-Man.
There's an interesting story which I will not put in here because I don't want to do that.
After the show, let's move on. So there's that, and then this is Fans Hobby's version of Wing Saber, which was basically like based off. It was in Transformers Energon, and it was based off Star Saber, but it was a toy that was basically built to be something you added onto other toys as like the combining thing. So it's always been a bit of a weird looking thing, and it was a total brick, but it looked really nice. I remember Brad, Excellion XLR, I'm sure he did a review of it once, one of his box hounds or something like that. But anyway, so there it is. This is the Fans Hobby version, seeing as they're on a bit of a Transformers Armada, Energon type shit. This might be Armada. I can't remember.
Wing Saber? Energon Wing Saber.
It's Energon. Oh, I was right. It's Energon and it's Wing Saber. Good. I got it right. There it is.
Lazy, aren't they? The feet are lazy.
They're big. I mean, he ain't going to fall over quick, is he? And then you get the alternate mode, which, to be fair, is accurate to the original toy, as you'll see in a moment. There you go. It's basically a big flying wing. That's it. Yeah. I don't mind the design. It kind of reminds me of the old sci-fi like starships, and even like Star Wars rather. What was the one in Star Wars that the Rebel forces had that was a weird looking jet? Like was it the B-wing? There you go. No, the Y-wing was the bomber one. That looked a bit more normal. This looks, yeah. Anyway, there it is, Fans Hobby, for all your Armada, Energon, and possibly Cybertron needs, hopefully. Now, this was an argument, right? So me and Alexis have had this discussion before, and I put all of these DNA kits for mainline figures into mainline news. But I was surfing the web on the websites for Transformers News, and they all put the DNA kits into third party. It's in their third party news sections. So I've stuck it into third party. And we can argue it all day long.
I was right.
No, because you told me it was mainline. So quite the opposite, Alexis. Well done, son. Lock yourself into that one.
I think Alexis
would
be right.
That,
it is for mainline, though, isn't it? You're not.
Well, the Transformers websites disagree, so I'm going with them this week. Maybe I'll swap it around. Who knows next week?
Wrong.
Because this is the argument is DNA is a third party company. Yes, they're making it for mainline toys, but it's a third party company. Anyway,
maybe just have another section. So you do third party and Hasbro, and then you do upgrade kits. A section. I won't be on that show.
I was going to say I'm not going to be doing a section on upgrade kits. Sorry, Gav, and everybody else who loves their upgrade kits, but I have a lot to get on with. Anyway, here you go. There's the upgrade kit. And what do you think? Does it help? Does it improve it that much?
I think a hammer might work better for her. With instructions, bring it out, straight card again.
It's definitely one of those figures you need the photo taken from the right angle, which is usually not in
the black room. Very black.
Yeah. And then there's what you call him, Battle Trap, and then his upgrades.
He looks so good. He's like one of my favourite figures from the studio line. I'm not taking a photo of him, but he's just majestic,
A lot of people seem to really like him.
Yeah.
And there he is.
He's good in both
mode. And there you go. And then, of course, they're going to do Scourge.
I mean,
So,
Scourge wasn't bad either, but
Great
that
Kids.
other one, I just
See what you think.
like I don't
Improves
know.
the
It's like
shoulders, I think. The
Oh,
shoulders
yeah,
on the
that's
original
right,
look too low,
Yeah.
which is a really weird thing to complain about.
It's like
Transformers
80s
fans have complained about worse things than that in our
like
lifetime, let's be
80s
honest.
Scourge.
Actually,
Now
I
Scourge.
push the shoulders up. The shoulders can go up and
Yeah,
down.
well, there
I
you
push
go.
them
You
up.
see, maybe they've done that deliberately to make it look like it makes more
Bastards.
difference.
Yeah.
Liars!
Yeah.
I'm only
Doesn't
joking.
it-
Please don't say.
But doesn't it take like a 30 quid toy and then make it like nearly a 60 quid toy?
It's actually a nearly 60 quid toy most of the time. I think it's on sale at the
Yeah.
moment for 30 quid from Game.
Right,
So if you
okay.
can get it one from Game, your quid's in, I suppose. But
Which one you
yeah,
going for? One-
all
one
upgrade
way
kits do
or
this though. A lot of the upgrade kits cost more than the damn toy did in the first place. I just find it
Yep.
bizarre. Anyway, there's the truck mode. Still looking fairly beastly, which is nice. And there he is again as a robot with his arms and a face. And there's him with a face off, in case you want to take his face off. And that's it. That is the news
Wow, that's
this
short.
week. I mean, you say that we still took nearly half an hour.
Yeah.
It felt short.
When we started
Too
this, like almost 4 years ago, I wouldn't ever thought there would be more than 4 minutes a week of news about Transformers. And every week we prove it wrong. Every week. So pickups now. That's not it.
We now return to the Transformers.
Can we go back
Yeah.
to whatever the hell that was? Because that was weird, and I feel it needs
Please,
explanation.
disturbing.
Please take it offline. I don't want to see that again. I
Did you
prefer.
not see it, Andy, last week?
Oh no,
I might have missed that
thank you.
bit.
You're gone. Yeah.
I
Do
would
you know,
prefer
this is the honest to God
fancy
truth. I've
innuendo.
told you this before, I'm sure, but I will be watching the show and walking around the house doing jobs and stuff. So I take my eyes off the screen sometimes, and I can hear what's going on, but I don't actually watch every. little-
No, it was in
Yeah,
the
that's
afternoon.
me.
Sorry.
But I do watch when I'm sat on the loo. I'd like to make sure I've got my eyes on you while I'm sat on the loo. Who doesn't? Just you, Pete. I just focus in on you. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Right.
It's Alexis.
Touching myself vigorously.
What, right now,
just
Jamie? Calm down.
I really, 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 really want to know what Transformers you bought this week. Pete, what did you get?
So, I got some reaction figures, just for a change, because they were nice and cheap on the Toys for a Pound website, and they were a £5 each. So I picked up Grimlock, which I think is worth a £5 all day long. I also got Starscream and Galvatron, and now I've got a few of them. Now I'm thinking, oh no, I need to get a fresh now.
I need
It's
all
like,
of them.
why do I do it every time? And I think the chat could prove me wrong, but I think with the diorama that's coming out with New Age with the Ark, I reckon they'll scale quite well against it, which I plan on getting. And it wouldn't be Transformers the show without me mentioning a Master of the Universe pickup that I got. Froster for a cheap price on the old eBay.
Sexy.
Very sexy, cold as ice. She's willing to sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
And that was it. And that was it. Very quick
Did
one
you
from me
sometimes
this week.
think, like, you see all these He-Man stuff. I see it all the time coming out with like £5 and £6 and £10 at TK Maxx. I'm like, oh, I can't get it. But you know, in like 10 years' time or like 5 years' time, they're going to be much more than that. And,
Yeah.
so,
Join the
fun.
dark side.
All right,
Not
Grandad.
stage for it.
During the war.
Why do you sound like Victor Meldrew?
Victor Mildred's Scottish. You twat.
Tremendous reaction to that joke. Silence. Right.
He says, I don't believe you, does he? Alexis, what did you get this week, sir?
I don't know. I'm finding that right now.
Oh, cool.
I haven't opened anything yet, so I have no idea about what I got. I don't know what it
I'm
is.
glad we did it this way. Like, you haven't even opened it. Like, the next week we'll be like, oh, I don't know, the postman hasn't even turned up yet. And we'll just wait for the postman to turn up at your house.
If you want to do something else, I don't mind. Like, I can
It's
open
like
everything up,
27 minutes and 20 seconds is just Alexis, isn't it?
if you want to do, go somewhere else for a little bit and
Go somewhere else for a little. Yeah.
I'll
Should we go
go
out?
to me.
Should we go
Okay.
down the
I just want to
pub?
turn over to MasterChef. 20 minutes. I'm nearly there.
I only picked up one thing, which was the XL 1701D Enterprise, which was nice.
It's almost like foreplay. I'm nearly there. If you just want to do something else for a few minutes, so I'm back away.
I can imagine him now. Come on, we talked about this. Turn me down.
In a circle with my fingers. You said. So yeah, that 1701D, which I'm really happy with. Think any Transformers?
Of course not. It's only Transformers the show.
I want to. I do want to get some Transformers. I'm there. I can really see. Jamie, bless you, sir. What did you get this week?
Well, on this fucking hell, my camera
just chose that moment.
Yeah, it's been fine all day, but now
the camera.
you
could talk, but you
lovely soft focus lens you've chosen there, Jamie.
This is how we usually see it.
I just don't care. At least I can show up close. So
macro.
I got Studio Series from Rise of the Beast, Rhinox. And there's wonderful detail of the box. And, because I like to spoil you guys, I've actually got the figure as well, just not the box.
Hey!
Malin liked his character, so straight away that gave me a red flag, and I thought there must be something wrong with this toy. And he's okay. The posability is okay. The head is crap posability. Really not much movement or stuff, and especially because it's quite tight in there. He's got all that armor. He's kind of like like a Rhino is. The fucking axe is like useless, or the hammer. It's not really that thick, so it just slides through, and it's got a bit of ridges. Yeah, it's just got ridges and stuff like that. I was kind of hoping to use that, but can't use that gardening. But yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed in some of the aspects. It's got like the battle damage, which is, it's good when I guess you look up on it. It's got some QC issues as well with this paint. But how they can fuck up paint when it's hardly got any paint on it, I just don't understand. But they did. But I got it at sale, so I'm not going to moan too much. I demand to get a replacement sent out. I don't like about the robot mode is you've got this back bit here, this sort of tail, which to me is always crap. So when you take photos, it almost looks like he's always got a penis sticking out, and whatever you do, sometimes you take a photo and it's got this like ding dong there, and, and it's just like it's always a bit annoying. So,
take a picture of his ding dong.
So it's like it's like trying to do something to sort of hide that or move that would be a little bit.
How many more can we think of?
Rise of the Beef Wars.
Yeah, after Dark Special. But yes, sticking also with Transformers, because now it's a shared universe. Some of the human Transformers, sort of G.I. Joe, and I got this bad boy, Bubble Trouble.
It's just lazy, isn't it?
Is it a witch? Is it a witch? Yeah. Bubble, Cause Trouble.
Cobra Flight Pod.
Yeah, Cobra Flight Pod.
I always thought that was one of the goofiest looking things in
but also quite awesome to have. It's
I'm sure.
Quite interesting to watch a football match in one of those things. You can start shooting the players if you don't like them.
Hovering over the top of the stage.
And yeah, it's there. I sort of built it together. It's quite good. What was a bit annoying was, you definitely have to sort of file down one of the tabs and the sort of glass thing, so when it comes down, it actually fits in. Because I think it's on this side. I think all the models have got a generic fault. I think a lot of people, for some reason, will try to make the port bigger. Don't do that. Just file the tab, and it's very slightly. You're talking about a bit of sandpaper, 20 times or something like that, and it's fine. And what you do is you do 5 or 6 times, test it out, then try again. Just take your time. 2-minute job. It's actually that easy. I did it without cutting myself or killing myself or taking hours. So how easy it is. If I was able to fix this after my RC story where I was in a horrendous battle, so yes. But I actually really like it. It's really cool. I like the spaceship. I like the way the things move around. It's asymmetrical inside as well. You've got readouts and stuff like that. It's cool. You've got view screens there when it's supposed to be flying forward. It's, they've really taken it from the cartoon and how the engineering would work. and how the physics would work. It's just awesome. And obviously a big huge gun. Who doesn't like a big huge gun between their legs? This guy doesn't have that problem. So I love that, and I think the G.I. Joe classified line is kicking it just now, and I still don't understand why Hasbro UK decided to go, you know what would make this line even more successful if we took away the support from the independents and just made it a Hasbro exclusive. I mean, what the fuck were you thinking of? Obviously Hasbro, if you ever do decide to sponsor us, I will change my attitude and opinions quickly. Because I have no morality or integrity, anything like that. I don't want these things holding me back. But yes, that's what I picked up this week.
Beautiful. Right, are you ready now, Alexis?
Yeah, I'm ready for
That's the
what?
postman Bean. Go for it.
Say it like that, like we should just know.
I was waiting for you.
Yeah, that's what I should have said. I got the another one of these Bond James, which is the Japanese version. So I can have one in one mode, one in the other mode. So basically, I think it's different heads, slightly different. So one's like the Rebirth, which is the one American version I've got.
The what?
This one's the Rebirth version.
Why are you trying to make it one syllable?
Rebirth. Say it with me.
Shia rebuff.
It's like
Oh my god, this is like skewy.
It's always it's like they go Iraq.
I was just looking at the data.
Stop being ironic. Anyway. So I got the Japanese version, which is the Headmaster version. I got New Age
Japanese accent.
New Age Stratos, which is Wheeljack. Got that one as well. And then I also got Rodimus Prime from Flame Toys. They're MDLX. He's a quite cool Rodimus. So I'll be doing a review of this guy and this guy. Hopefully this week.
The Rodimus. Cool.
The Rodimus. And then I also got some new flight stands. I've got some more flight stands. I've got more things to fly.
Where do you get them from? Every time we ask you, do you know where to get some stands? You say fuck all, and then I have to find about it.
He doesn't want you to know, Jamie. He likes to keep you hanging.
They're called Caliber Wings. Caliber Wings. And
Where did you buy them from?
eBay.
It's looking off the
Yeah, he just looks like blatant lie as he looks to the left.
Internet, mate. It's on the internet.
Where I said I was having trouble with my photography, having flight stands and stands that could hold your Transformers, and there's you going, quiet. Have you tried fucking chicken wire?
No, you asked for wire. You
could have told me about the flight stand you were ordering, you prick, and you know it.
Anyway,
you get from lots of stores. Just type it in.
TF the show, bringing people together.
Remember, use code TF show on Jersey Store.
All right.
Oh, your rubber figures.
Rubber.
I'll try and find a decent seller because I think you can buy them for like about 12 quid.
Why can't you use your seller?
Yeah, why can't you just use your seller?
Because I bought the last ones. He sold out. I've got them.
Like giving away his dealers.
He sold out. My last one.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah. Sold out.
I'll ask him when he's getting some more in.
Oh, that's my dealer.
What's his name?
Rebuff.
Hang on. What about? Give me a second. I'll just.
Well, no, I mean you don't have to.
It's fine. Just talk amongst yourselves, chat. While Alexis is sorting out the admin.
Hey, chat.
Joanne Chan, 2004. I paid $50 for all three.
Next question.
So
is Rebuff a villain from Sharp? Yes, Drew, he is.
At £12 roughly. So not too bad.
Frank Rebuff used to play for Chelsea.
But he won the World Cup, so
good one. That was
he's got I think he's got more. Yeah, he's got some more. What I'll do, Jay, he's got 5 available at the moment, so I'll send you a link
Send
now.
me the link.
I love the way you sound shocked about it when you blatantly knew you lie.
Oh, he hasn't got 5 anymore because I
Wait
bought
for
it.
it. He'll send you the link just after they mysteriously sold out. Oh,
5 more
who
now.
knew? Who knew that could have happened so quickly? Anyway, moving
Andy,
on.
I got my jacket from Foot Locker about 2.5 years ago,
I didn't
and
ask.
it was in the sale. No,
Oh,
proper
sorry.
Andy.
Proper Andy.
You haven't asked yet.
You better fucking not have done. All right.
Cool.
Ian's
Andy,
Ian's having a stroke.
is
I've
Well, he's not
just
on.
realised I left one of my pickups because obviously I wasn't on last week from our Toy Fair weekend road grabbers downstairs because I was messing around with that and some of the pretender figures earlier on. But I have got Dogfight. I know it's crap. Don't get me wrong. It is a crap. Even for G1, it is a crap figure. But I needed one. I know. Well, I will. Hang on. I've lost his button. Where is it? Go on. There you go. Woo! Gimmicks.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. So the good thing about this one, it's got pretty much no rust on it. All the original stickers, and it's not loose as hell like every other Dogfight I've ever seen. And it didn't cost me much money. And then the other thing I got, thank you, in demand, was Nemesis Leo Prime. And literally, I bought this figure because of one photo by this absolute tool who calls himself Storm Toy Photography, who put this frigging photo on that made this thing look awesome. And to be fair, it's pretty good. But still, that's why I bought it. I had no interest in buying this figure. And then that photo made me kind of go, shit, if I see that on sale, I'm going to have to buy that now. And I did. And I bought it. And it's here. And the colours are just awesome. They're just mint. I love it.
Yeah.
Any Nemesis Prime, these Nemesis Prime colours just work. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Andy, are you going to turn it into the Lion mode now? And the answer is no, because it's mostly shit. But he looks awesome as a robot, so he will stay in this mode. And I have to find. Oh my god, isn't he a Beast Wars character?
Yeah. Beast Wars Neo. How much was Captain Crow? Sorry.
He's sold out now. He was 15 quid on in demand. I think it was. Yeah, it was in demand. It was in demand. 15 quid. Yeah. And he sold out. A bit like because obviously lots of independents have their sales on at the moment. But I think In Demand had that Guardian robot, didn't they, for £90? That's gone now. That's sold out. And has it? Where is it still there? Oh no, it's the Nemesis. They dropped the Nemesis down to 125. I think that's sold out. And that's it. That's my pickups for this week.
Great stuff. Well done, everyone. Right, now it's time to do Foreplay. And Foreplay this week is the most obscure Transformer who we feel needs a little bit more recognition.
A little bit of love.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we're looking at obscure Transformers today in Foreplay. Just kind of like 5-play, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we change it each week.
I will make you get down now.
Yeah. Postman has a bean. Was that you, Alexis?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was tapping. Sorry.
I think Alexis is Hoff.
What?
I think I've worked it out. Hoff is Alexis's. Oh, I've said too much. Sorry, I think I've worked it out. Right. So, obscure
Smells the same
Transformer.
as Alexis. Anyway.
Who would like to go first? Who's got something really obscure from the depths of Transformer lore?
Sorry, was that a question?
I can go first.
Yeah. It's my time you're wasting.
Yeah. I can do this all day. I can wait.
You know, it's so obscure, but sometimes when I actually try to remember his name, I think I've forgotten his name, and it's Skids.
Who?
And
You don't sound sure.
And I mean, I've just got the figure there, and I think why I consider Skids kind of obscure is he never seemed to settle as a character, but he was always quite heavily used in the Marvel UK. You always had your core groups, And every time there was a new story, you had your core groups again, you know, and sometimes they might have not got the recognition they deserved or the detail, but people knew the toy because they were there and they were represented in the cartoon. But you never really got to see Skids in the cartoon. But he was quite heavily involved in the comics, and it was quite interesting because he was one of those characters where he was there originally, but he was still to be downloaded. It was like a reserve, wasn't it? It was like keeping, you know, because the Autobots. It makes you think how bad he actually is that Bumblebee was chosen in front of Skids. You know, so you can't. It must be pretty bad to be a warrior to realize, you know, there's like these Autobots in front of you, and some of them are horrendous. You know, when you think about it, you know, when you had like Huffer. Like some
I was just going to say on Windcharger.
Well, Windcharger, Mr. Personality of the fucking year. I mean, so you had all these characters, and then Skids comes out and he's like, yippee, and then what happens to him? He gets fucking teleported into a nightmare dimension and all sorts of stuff. And
don't forget when what was she called? Circuit Breaker, when her and that rat team, they captured Skids and those other Autobots, didn't they? Took their heads off.
Yeah.
And,
the heads was just on the wall. It's quite an iconic.
He didn't have a good run of it, if you actually think about it. The only good thing that happened to him was when he got soaked up by that lass.
Yeah,
I know. And then he got left, didn't he? When Optimus Prime came back, they kind of, well, who cares? It's only Skids. You know.
Imagine them all leaving to go back to Cybertron when they've won, and he's just left there going, "Hello, where's everyone gone?"
I think it was called Skids. It was called Puddles.
Well, I think Skids, like his saving grace, is it's kind of weird, but it's because of his alt mode, isn't it? Because it's based on a classic Japanese vehicle. So obviously he gets picked for the masterpiece line, and he's quite known as a toy. Yet when it comes to actual media, which he was so good at building up the stories of these characters, he was completely ignored or just had the most horrendous things happen to him. He was almost like is it Fidgeon, you know, that example where you just have a character basically where awful things happen to drive the plot. You know, I know it's not the right definition of what Fidgeon is, and it's a kind of a stupid
I thought you said frigid.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that. Nah,
that was
don't hold that against him.
You guys, no, Alexis, I don't want to stop showing me photos of naked men.
You're having a flashback there, Jamie.
Consent.
I know, but yeah, so yes, it's Skids, and he's just he's an interesting character who always seems to be just outside that sort of like inner circle of cobots, which are always running that main story at that time.
Cool.
I think it exemplifies Budianski's kind of the fun he had with the characters, isn't it? It's like I'm going to see if I can get away with calling one Skids.
Some of these names are classics, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it's funny how way language works, because, you know, when you look at slag, you know, slag is like, obviously it came as an insult in British vocabulary, you know, vernacular. Although, when you look at the word slug, that's also an insult, which means the same thing, which a lot of kids use today. So, although Hasbro made the right choice, well, I think they made the right choice in trying to do the right thing, using a term which doesn't really get used in America, but, you know, thinking about the British public, they ended up using a term which is just as offensive. Although, for old cunts like ourselves, using the C word there to exaggerate this, and we don't realise it because we don't know. So we're okay, but ignorant.
We don't know.
That was some excellent justification of the swearing there, Jamie. Well done.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hard. Drop it like it's hard.
Sorry, I forgot about the comments. I was doing something else and got distracted.
Were you buying flight stands on eBay?
Yeah, I was
buying all the flight stands.
And you set up a new eBay account. Flight stands are ours.
Well, I'll go next. So I think most of you probably know who I'd go for with this. So I went for Bullet Bike. So Bullet Bike, he was probably one of the most powerful Autobots. So he was a pretender, and he had a little bottle of Metamoon Prime inside of a pretender. And can you remember Condoleezza Rice? That was his pretender shell, and he used to sit inside the Condoleezza Rice pretender shell, which was an amazing backstory. I thought they really.
Miller Rice.
Miller Rice. Yeah. And the fact that I thought
Miller Rice.
baby, was amazing. Rohan
I love the fact Rohan's actually correcting you. He thought you were serious.
Actually,
All
I
right,
think he'll
McFeely.
find. I think he'll find Paul. He was a master.
I
think you'll find Rohan that Paul doesn't care.
I do care. He's my favourite Transformer I've ever seen. What's his name? Billet Bike. He's got bike on his foot and billet on the other foot.
I know that.
That's what he stands for.
He's got 3 or 4 wheels, hasn't he?
But don't you think that's a bit insensitive? Shouldn't you have it in reverse rating just in case you're looking at it through a windscreen mirror? I don't know.
Well, that's what Billet Bike's about. He just gets results. He doesn't care how he gets them.
There's a bit of cultural appropriation there because he's going G, and that's I don't like that, mate. I don't like that.
He's rolled
put that shit out right now.
Respect to dead rappers.
Bisto.
And why is the pictures the guns always pointing down at the ground? I'm beginning to understand why the Autobots are losing
exactly.
this war.
Also, where's his legs gone? Because they appear to have disappeared into Alexis's wall.
That's the strength. That's the power of Alexis. But look at his gun. He's the only Transformer which just has a mini gun for a handgun. So it's a mini handgun. I think
there's others. But...
so all the others shoot like lasers and stuff. But this guy shoots actual physical bullets, which a lot of humans die. He's an Autobot.
A lot of humans die.
He's killed, and he'll kill again.
If you want to see him not as a PNG and with the background, that's what it looks like with his background.
Cool.
Who is he?
Exactly obscure. That's the point.
Yeah.
Is he
really not too obscure?
that was pretty obscure.
Yeah, that was like ultra uber obscure.
Right. Who would like to go next? Go on, Pete.
Have
you gone for Billet Bike as well? I bet you haven't.
I've actually picked a character from Rebuff, and it's Punch, Counterpunch. I think. For probably about 6 minutes. He was in episode 1 of the Rebirth as a double agent. with a unique skill that he could infiltrate the Decepticons, and they go, "Oh, we'll just give him a little sprinkling, and then we'll do nothing else with him." Apart from, I think, what was it, Secrets and Lies? He wasn't really in the comics. Not that I can remember.
Was it Headmasters though? He was.
Yeah. No, agreed, but that doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Because it was
history. History there. Let's forget that. Oh, that didn't happen.
I think you'll find it's not my history, not mine.
No, I just think
it's truth, Alexis. Let him speak his truth. Stop oppressing him. Anyway, go on.
It was just. I think he was just a character they could have done so much more with, and I think he had the opportunity to perhaps have a storyline or two on his own, and he didn't get it. So I think he's been wronged. So I think it's moved on. No, fuck you and your Headmasters.
There was no more time left. It was the end of the season.
It was cancelled. It wasn't like it was a planned end of the season. They thought they would be launching into a 4th season.
No, because after the Rebirth, they had Headmasters.
The what?
After the what?
That's because of Japan. That wasn't part of the continuity. They didn't even have Transformers the movie as part of the continuity.
Yes, I've got the Japanese version and the American version.
I'm not really sure what you're arguing right now, Alexis, because you keep
understand.
changing your viewpoints. He's just said something that counteracts your argument. You went, yes, hence why I can't
Changed my mind.
That's enough of that.
And that's how you run, that is.
So yeah, for me, Punch.
Alexis and his magical.
I should have did a Go podcast.
Cool, Will. Pete, that was awesome. Alexis, try and be as awesome.
I looked at Bullet Bike. The reason he's got 4 wheels because he's a bike and a sidecar. That makes sense now.
I don't know who you're talking about, but that's great.
He looks like a mobility scooter when he transforms. He's got the hazard stickers on there as well.
You're definitely on some sort of I don't know. I'm not going to say.
I
I'm
went-
wishing I'd gone first. now.
So I went. My obscure character I went for was Broadside, because in the.
All right, come on, no, let him go. Let him go. Let's just let him do.
Change the mind.
That's a good one, Alexis.
Is it because you were looking? Is it Alexis because you were looking around the room and you saw your Broadside figure? Because I saw you earlier on when we asked the question. Going,
It's Broadside. He's. I can't think of him.
Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, no. Optimus Prime, no. Bumblebee, no. Optimus Prime, no.
Yes.
Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. Broadside. He's rare.
So
That
the only
well-known wrecker, that triple
only-
changer.
I haven't seen him in the records.
The one who's famous for the cartoon comical errors, and he's
He was in Headmasters.
yeah.
he was in the G1 comic book.
He
wasn't in the Ribber.
We don't have enough aircraft carriers in Transformers.
He was in the cartoon, wasn't he? Like one episode, like the worst episode ever, like Charging.
No,
C-minor,
he was
right?
in a couple.
Carnage,
He was in
Episodes.
quite a few episodes.
Yeah.
C-minor.
And most of them were the worst episodes ever. But yeah, he was in there.
Was he?
And
Oh my
well
God,
known
this-
in the comics. He was
I
part of
don't
a
remember.
whole unit.
I don't remember it didn't happen. So is that how it worked?
Oh, God.
He's stone cold sober.
Somebody get this man some wine.
Damn. We understand now.
That's why we all gave a hug when we saw it. Didn't we?
Broadside. He doesn't give much action at all.
Carefully, of course.
Like he's scared of swimming. He's scared of water, scared of heights. It's like, and again, you could have done things up with that. Like it would have been quite fun for him to actually been a big aircraft carrier and like been the base sort of thing, like Countdown was in Victory. What was that? What did he do? My Face of Darkness. I was in that one.
Rohan was running out of
characters.
letters to use.
Broadside did what in Five Faces of Darkness? I don't remember.
Nah. You didn't grab my brain?
Rohan, I think you downloaded the wrong version of Five
I think
Faces.
he was, mate. I think you look at the wrong. I think you downloaded the wrong Transformers the movie cartoon.
That was 5 Faces of Darkness and 1 Broad.
That wasn't Five Faces of Darkness. That was Five Faces of something else. Anyway.
My Face Bukaki. Right, that's another movie. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
I think Broadside too much love.
That was excellent for all the wrong reasons.
Ian, excellent.
That's Bob Budianski, if anyone's wondering what he looks like. It's really hard. Do you know what I've done? What happened today was I was trying to... I can remember how to spell his name, but then I realised it was Bob, B-O-B, Bud, like your buddy, B-U-D, Ian, I-A-N, and Sky. Sky.
He's like
not
Ski.
Sky. Sky.
This guy.
Definitely Sky.
This guy.
But now, so I've done that. So every time I was writing, because I have to type the same thing fucking loads of times when we're setting the show up. So I'm like, Bob, Bud, Ian, Sky. Bob, Bud, Ian, Sky. But now, when I try and say his name, I'm like, Bob, Bud, Ian, Sky. I can't say it now. I've broken the word in my head. So that's why.
The word has broken your head, mate, the other way around.
Yeah. Cool. Who would like to go next?
I think it's only me now, isn't it?
That was brilliant, Alexis. Well done. Go on then, Andy.
hang on. I've got to share this screen. I was too busy laughing.
Who've you
so
gone for after Alexis?
I'm going to
Have you
make this
gone
really
for
quick because
Optimus Prime.
I'm exhausted now. No, do you know what? I was going to. I could have just gone for Double Dealer because, strictly speaking, he's an obscure character because he was barely in the comics. He was barely in any Western media. Yes, I know. Before you say Alexis, he was in Master Force. Look at him. He was going to say it. No. Shush. Stum. Anyway, I decided to go for Roadblock because it's really weird, but I saw him on the shelf and I suddenly thought back to when I was a kid and thinking that as a kid, I don't remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing him in any Western media at all. And he was, I think, an Ultra Pretender, and I love his alt mode. And anyway, he has a robot mode, and whatever that alien-looking thing is turns into a spacecraft. It's not a spacecraft, is it? It hasn't got a roof. Anyway, I decided to go for him because his write-up was like really cool. Like he was a leader and a general, but he basically, his troops were so terrified of him that he'd literally kill them if they didn't do what he said. I just always found it quite an interesting character. And I just felt he was really underused and obscure. I think this is the only cartoon appearance that he has, and it's in his advert when he's fighting Sky Hammer, I want to say his name is. Gold Plastic Syndrome. So if you want to get a minty fresh one, just bear in mind the inner robot may fall to pieces the moment you move it. Another one of those that suffers from that. And like I said, when I was younger, when I was a kid, my famous mate Mark, who had all the Transformers because his uncle lived in America, he had this. And if we went around and played Transformers, he wasn't bothered. I'd always play with Roadblock because I just thought he was a cool fucking looking, whatever, the armored vehicle thing with the thing on the front. I changed I have got a version of this. It's not complete, but I stuck a big, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see what I'm pointing at, but I stuck a big Decepticon symbol in the middle of that, whatever you call it, shovel thing on the front, just because I thought it looked pretty badass. And I still do. But yeah, Roadblock is underused. He is in a fan-made comic, and I can't remember who it's by, but it's on DeviantArt, and it's about Dreadwind and Darkwing and how they met and became friends. And it features the Firecons, and it features Roadblock, and it features loads of other characters who I can't remember now. Anyway, but yeah, Roadblock, I just think cool toy, had a lot of potential, but because it came at the end of G1, ended up with almost no media presence. I think he has been in the comics though, hasn't he? He was in the more modern ones. What was the one that Simon Furman did when he came back to IDW a couple of years ago? He was in that one, wasn't he? Viz, yeah. Readers' Wives, that's the one. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. A great toy, great fun when you were a kid. And we keep saying this about Pretenders. I know people think they're a bit crap. And look, so many people said when they were kids, oh, this is crap. I was listening to somebody, was it Triple Takeover podcast? And someone was saying that they literally got a Pretender and they thought, no, that's it for me for Transformers. This is crap now. And then, as an adult, you want them all. You want to buy them all because you start to appreciate what they were. And I think that's true. I think Pretenders need more love, and not just in little mini core class form. They need to be decent sized. I don't mind if you're just going to make them a robot rather than a proper Pretender. But come on, you can do Pretenders. Hasbro, I know you're listening.
But you could, couldn't you? Because
you could with these because they're a vehicle as an outer shell. So you don't. Well, that doesn't need to do that much, does it?
You could have the bot in the middle, couldn't you? And still have like the arms still have got a reasonable amount of articulation and stuff. Even
I don't see why you couldn't. If you're going to have like target masters and headmasters, you could do something with a smaller bot inside, and then like a cool large bot, and then for the Ultra Pretenders, this big fucking shell that just kicks ass.
Rather
than anybody disagrees, you're wrong.
Rather than smashing dinosaurs together.
Yeah, and shoving them up each other's. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's not get into that again.
Cool.
So you said it'd be quick.
It's really quick. Right. Moving on to this.
And Paul, could I do something?
What you can?
If you could share. Yeah. And basically, what I wanted to do is we're still ironing that out, but the idea is everyone will share social media posts, which we thought were quite interesting from the greater Transformers community. And obviously the idea is to try to highlight the more varied accounts out there rather than the big ones. Obviously you've got Toy Box, Soapbox and Sixel, which are just immensely talented people, and we've got our own social media accounts, but it's to focus on other people. And one account is our own David Wallace. And this was actually quite surprising in the sense. I remember he made that post, and I thought to myself, that's quite a sweet sort of poignant post. You know, this is Optimus Prime, nice and simple, no hashtags, nothing, just a nice and simple post, and it just exploded. I came back and checked on it today actually. I had been quite ill this week. I know I look awesome, I always do, but it's just because of good genes. But I've been actually quite a bit ill.
Wranglers or Levi's?
Yeah, no. And
he's a gap man.
Most people would be 6 inches under, but I'm still kicking. But well, it'd be a bit.
Jamie's over 6
I would say the French
under 6 inches.
But the thing is, it was just such a good little post that was just showing you from the new comic, which is out, just sort of like how the artist caught the idea of Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime obviously just realizing he's on Earth and realizing everything he's walking on is delicate, and there's small living creatures out there which he's not been aware of because they just weren't there in Cybertron, and he's learning quickly, and he feels sorrow for what he done by
Should we do a
accident.
little read-
I always
little read
figured this is why you don't have Transformers going to concerts. Could you imagine that they're dancing away and then they stood on a human and they go oops and they stand back and crush another and then at the end of the night it's just a blood splatter of dead humans as the Transformers are trying to tiptoe around. But yeah, I think that would have made an interesting story, you know. Especially if Starscream's going there, start to show Starscream's character, but he just doesn't care. You know, he's just
That's what happened in the first book of the Horus Heresy. The Space Marines had to retreat, and the humans were in the way, and they had to get Horus's body, and they flattened all the humans and squashed them and killed them all.
Bloody hell!
Behind them was a bloody paste of flesh and stuff.
Well, that'd be good.
It's a jolly story for kids.
Yeah.
Moving on,
it's like Sunderland on Saturday night.
It really is. It really is.
Going out well in that time of month, but yes. So you got Plastic Crack there, and he was just in a celebration post of he's reached 1,000 followers on Twitter, and that was quite good for him. You know, he does awesome photography, does a lot of other stuff, third party stuff, some even wildlife stuff. So it's quite varied. He's very popular on Instagram, so you don't need to follow him there. He's got enough followers actually, but on Twitter, yeah, he's building up, so he's doing quite well.
He's on Facebook as well now, isn't he?
It's typical. Yeah, as I said, he's getting everywhere. He's a bit greedy. Yeah. I don't know why I chose him. he's a very good photographer, you know, and a very nice guy.
And his brother's Phil, isn't it? Phil's his brother.
Oh yeah. You know, so he's got lots of he's actually got a brother who's also got an Instagram account who's starting out as well. I don't know if his name's Phil.
Phil Crack.
Yes, that's the joke.
Then you got Spider Father, who's
that wasn't a joke. I genuinely meant Phil's his brother. That is Phil's brother.
Spider Father, who's one of my favourite accounts to follow on social media. He always tends to get the toys usually the same time of me, but because he just shoves them on the couch.
I was going to say he just couch, doesn't he?
Yeah. So sometimes he'll beat me by like it used to be a time he'd beat me by 2 minutes or something like that with a post or something, because I would get and spend hours before posting it. But yeah, he does quite good reviews. He goes into detail. He'll have quite a good little thread going. He's an excellent person. You want to see the variety of Transformers out there, you know, and he's an awesome guy. So a good account to follow on that.
I like this section. Jamie, I feel this is a good section. I feel it needs an intro. You haven't got one yet, have you? What's happening on Twitter?
Oh. Well, do you know what I was thinking of?
Twitter!
Do you know what I think would be a good intro or not? And I actually wanted you to see if you could do that. Do you know Pirates of the Caribbean, when the guy's walking down the ship and everything's exploding them around of him?
Yeah.
You know, cannon fire.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that as like the social media time, you know, just to emphasize what it is.
That'd be quite good,
like
yeah.
X and Snapchat, Instagram flying past.
Yeah.
And Jamie just walking through.
Yes. You know, the chaos of social media.
Paul, if you could do that simple intro, mate, that'd be great.
We can
call it, just take a clip from Pirates of the Caribbean and just put some of these. I just think it'd be funny.
We call it Elon's Musk. And every week we'll sample Elon's Musk.
There's our own Andy Gold, or as we like to say, the true Andy. He was making that post.
Is our Andy made of silver then? Have we got silver Andy?
Now I'm glad I dropped his Jetfire.
I kicked it and stood on it.
I know Aerofire. That's what I was saying. It wasn't a joke. I was literally saying his brother's Phil. I think because it.
No, his brother's Mark. He's Phil.
Oh, that's Phil's the photographer. He was at Apple Cyclone stuff. I think that was Phil.
To be fair, everybody thought it was a Phil My Crack joke, Paul.
Yeah,
I know it wasn't. It was literally.
This is a genuine obscure account. He does quite well. He does quite good stories. He's always taking interesting photos using special effects and stuff like that. He's just a genuine fan. He loves his toys, and he's a great guy to come talk with and chat with. And we've got Ian here, the Chronicles of Cliff Jumper. A nice
Lime
and then we've got Owen MacGyver. Just a nice picture of a G1 Transformer there. Saw that on Instagram. That's quite cool. He's always just doing some cool stuff as well. And
how good was MacGyver?
Transformers. What he could do with chewing gum.
Was the
And
thinking
6
man's
mil
frost?
bottles and a tuning fork was amazing. We got Sam Formers
Oh,
here.
Sam's Formers. Awesome.
Yeah, taking a picture of Wheelie. So you had a good run. We're going to have to cancel him, but
It's a shame.
yeah.
He was doing well.
Yeah, but you know he's bought it on himself.
There's a modern version of my
And,
guy.
here we got Borders, dude. A photo in
Pete.
contrast. It's really quite good. It's actually, I just really liked it. I just thought this is one of the
I'll
best
find out
photos
what it
he's
is.
done.
I'll text you,
Why are
Pete.
you talking? Shush.
This is Bryce, brother.
I think it's almost like that's triggered Alexis into having some sort of fit. I don't know, you know.
I'm waiting for Alexis to say, "Why haven't you highlighted my Twitter account? Because you don't use it."
Yeah.
The idea is to try to highlight some obscure stuff. It was also, I mean, Greg
Borders
can watch
is
the
an
show.
obscure category.
Also, Alexis thinks you're showing
Very
pictures of
niche.
people's MySpace accounts. And
Bebo.
Sorry, Alexis. I do love you. Right. Who's next?
Rohan.
Do we have Rohan this week?
There's no Rohan. There's no Rohan.
Oh,
Rohan, you're getting lazy. Come on.
Yeah. He's spitting
going on?
facts in the chat, but there's no video.
I had another
haven't
idea
got-
of a segment where we just had Rohan tied up and I was just whipping them. I don't know what we
Rohan.
Maybe you're a specialist, Jamie, and I fear.
I'll
Well,
start working
obviously-
on the intro.
Obviously, we'd swap around. I would be tied
I'll
up
call
and
the police.
John would whip me.
Yeah.
And maybe when we join in, she might get a bit bloodlust.
Alexis,
I'd like 2 shrimp, 4 Russians.
Poor Rohan.
if he's getting whipped,
I need to get a new video. So why are you in the chat and not making a video?
Oh, you're
Rohan,
joking? There's no video.
you do not have to
Lazy.
do any videos ever. Do not film.
Rohan, I feel bad that I hugged you now.
Let's
Do some work.
let's
son.
all get whipped. That's
Yeah.
nasty. Oh,
No, Rohan.
I bid you good day.
Work far too hard. for the
I said
show.
good day, sir.
Good
Turn my
afternoon.
back on you.
So,
Yeah.
we can't get whipped
That's
in between friends. What's the point in living? I don't know.
right. So if you
Loving.
stuck with
You say
us this
loving.
far,
What?
if you stuck. Okay.
We now return to the Transformers.
If you have stuck with, oh, he's gone. I didn't even do that. If you stuck with us so far,
Took himself out.
the reward for sticking with us for this long is now because I just need to prepare myself.
We're gonna get naked.
Bod,
Oh.
yeah, that as well. Bod Ian Ski is coming. Is going to be live streaming. I say to TF. No, he's not. He's going to be live streaming. He's going to be doing an interview with Graham from Primetime Toys. But we need some questions for Bob and
Or
Graham
TFU
reached
Take
out
on.
for TFU KCOM and said, would we ask some of the guys in the chat what questions they would like to ask Bob for the interview? And what we'll do is, if you stick your questions in the chat, we'll take them to Graham. He'll ask them. We'll give you the credit, and you'll get your question asked by Bob Budianski. Now, someone who knows more than me about Bob is probably Andy, Jamie, Pete, Alexis,
Lisa.
Kid, Anne Marie, who lives next door, who's 62. There's a whole lot. But Andy or Jamie or Pete, do you want to just fill the viewers in who they're not sure who Bob is before we start getting some questions?
Well, Bob, my good friend Bob.
What can you say about Bob?
All right, Alexis, calm down.
My good friend Bob. And if you were to ask Bob, he would say he doesn't know me because he's such a kidder. You know,
And then he joked
Robert
about the
says, "I like to
restraining
call
order.
yes.
He's hilarious. He's such a card.
Nothing physical happened.
I do know
You didn't get
Bob,
that close.
so if you're not sure who Bob is,
I was
Bob
stalked by people in
Budianski
uniform.
was the guy. And if you ever seen, I think it's the Toys That Made Us on Netflix. Does a brilliant bit where they go to US states and he has 24 hours or something, or 48 hours, and he has to come up with the backstory for
Yeah.
about
wasn't even a
18 to
writer.
20. Yeah, he just had to come up with and the names as well, not just
Yeah,
the backstory.
They've
the
been
names
to
about-
everybody else.
They
They've
had
been to
Optimus
everybody
Prime in
respectable.
trial.
And they
They had-
because
well, they had
he
two
was the only
names,
one left, and they said
didn't
you've
they?
got to do this.
They had two names. They had Optimus Prime and Prowl, and they said, "Well, we've virtually done it for you. You know what you're complaining about." It was Thanksgiving, so Americans had obviously had. I think it was Thanksgiving. The stuff they wanted to do, some other stupid holiday they liked.
Big hello to all our American viewers.
Got to give something a good stuff.
The second biggest amount of viewers are American.
Yeah,
Jamie might hate you, but we like
Americans are awesome.
He's Scottish.
No,
they hate everyone.
I'll tell you the truth. Every time I've been to America,
every March.
Jamie, really interested. If it was Thanksgiving, it was actually 40 years ago today.
That's what I was saying. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it was basically all the other writers were refusing.
Wasn't it yesterday? Because Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Because they were just too busy. Because Thanksgiving was coming up. And
close enough.
And basically, he was the last one on the list, and he wasn't even a writer. And he took on the job at hand. And even though he had Optimus Prime and Prowl, he didn't really have anything else. And he just came up with these names and came up with these sort of backstories and added these personalities to these characters and powers as well, I think. And
he had the toys, didn't he? He had the toys, which helped him to kind of come up with what he thought they were.
He said, he's
like the Godfather of Transformers, basically.
He did like it, and it was toys like
the Bob
Bullet
Father.
Bike. When he first got hold of Bullet Bike, and he started transforming that, and you could see, and he said,
"What year was Bullet Bike again?"
Guns, Bullet Bike.
He's G2.
Oh well, he was gone by then. He wasn't doing it by then.
Oh, okay.
So it was probably his son or his natural successor, his heir.
Anyway,
he had to do the first 10. Yeah, he had to do the first 10, didn't he? And then he kind of built on it from there, and then started doing the stories and stuff. Man's a legend.
Everyone apart from me knows who he is. But that's fine. If you have a question, and literally this is 100% true. So Arifai's always put his question in. If Bob was to write a UFTF story, what obscure character would it be, and why is it?
Not Bullet Bike.
No, he hasn't said that. Arifai's asked a genuine question. I've screenshotted it. I will send it to Graham, and he'll ask Bob on the live chat. So if you've got a question you've always wanted to ask Bob, and I know some of you probably met him at conventions before, but he doesn't come across often to the UK. Just stick the question in the chat.
I know what he has in his fridge,
and I'll screenshot it.
But he doesn't know that you know.
You threw a camera.
Any question that I highlight on the screen, like Dave has, I'm then screenshotting that and I'm putting it into the list of questions to be sent to him for Bob Budianski.
I have a question.
No, it's just for the people in the chat.
You have to write it so you can highlight it. You can't fucking screenshot.
What's the point in being on the fucking show if I can't even ask a fucking question?
Hey, mate, we don't take the shit. We just serve them up. That's all we can do.
Who said why don't I call my son Budianski? It's because I chose Bullet Bike, and that's what Bullet Bike's called. Bullet Bike, go to bed, please.
I like that Drew has also spelled it wrong.
You, my dad.
Drew, you making
holiday to America.
Right, so I've got Dave's question. Right, I'll get Rohan's question. But guys, go on then, Pete. You four companions. What would you ask?
Do you know what? I'm going to follow due diligence. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Yes,
written mine in the chat
because as we explained to you, in the world of physics, we can't screenshot.
Yeah.
Why is everyone else going for Alexis tonight? Why is everyone going
Physics
for
101
tonight?
Oh, that's
why is everybody
question, Dan.
What did you just say, Alexis?
I said, why is everyone going for the Alexis apart from me tonight?
Oh,
because someone has to.
Because mostly you're not drunk. That's the biggest. That's the catalyst, shall we say?
Yeah, this is what the show's normally like when you're sober. This is what the show's like to us.
Alcohol is like is to you what spinach is to Popeye, right? So at the moment you're seeing what we see.
You're 100% right. What I wrote on the show title.
Dong.
Right. Okay. I'm going. I'll keep putting questions up. Guys, what would you ask Bob right now?
Can I have any of your Transformers collection that you may have at your house?
Once you decide, I'm having a great big week.
Just like that.
I think in this point is when I'm going to start discussing my favorite stat card, tech card.
Tech
which
specs,
Bob
yes.
came up, tech spec Bob came up with, and my character, the one I have chosen, is the evil, the guy with no weakness, Megatron.
Really?
Really has no weakness, does he? Either, but prick.
Yeah.
But but
Really,
Don't hold
really
back.
good.
Say what you feel.
So there's like the original tech spec, for people with good eyesight, you could easily see this. For all people, it might be difficult. But
We need a bit of
there's like-
perceptor, eh?
here's like sort of like tech spec there, and I just think, yes, there's Megatron, lots of 10s there, strength 10, intelligence 10, speed 4. So he's a very bit of a slow mover, and I guess he's a fucking gun.
Does he
so
need to move quick though?
He's kind of stationary, isn't he? He's a gun. I mean, in some comic panels he could fly, but let's be honest, you transform into a gun, you're just stuck there. It's not like much you can do. Fuck, he's going to stand on me. Endurance 8. Not good in bed, ladies. Rank 10.
I don't know. 8 out of 10 is not too bad, Jamie.
Yeah. Courage 9. So he's obviously
again not too bad.
Firepower 10, and
that's
I don't
definitely
know,
good.
is it always firepower? Or is it something else?
Hang on, is this all about? Is this all his bedroom performance? Is all this about bedroom performance?
Well, that's my
Great,
bedroom
10.
performance. I was thinking,
Speed
we're
4.
almost the
So he's
same.
like, he's a slow mover. He's
Skill
with a
9.
slow-
Well, I'm a slow mover. We don't like people who come fast. Believe it or not,
Intelligence
it's just a myth.
3.
But here's a sort of more of a-
Stand back, ladies.
Here's more of a classic tech spec card there. And what I like there is you've got this sort of quote for peace, for tyranny. Tyranny. But Megatron
Tyranny.
combines great strength, military cunning,
Tyrannosaurus
ruthlessness, and terror. Aches to return to Cybertron to conquest after destroying all Autobots on Earth. Plans to possess all Earth's resources. Incredibly powerful and intelligent. Fires nuclear-charged fusion cannon. Can link up intermediately to a black hole and draw antimatter from it to use as a weapon. No known weakness, so you can have like almost unlimited sort of energy. Although I think when it came to Simon Furman, he didn't really understand the tech spec, so he gave the sort of black hole thing, and another thing when he starts to use it, it almost becomes like a weapon rather than he draws from that black
Am I
hole
the only one who's
energy.
fascinated by the fact he's gold sometimes?
Well, I really love the gold thing because
yeah.
every time I look at that gold color, I'm always reminded of the Transformer Annual when he talks about him being a gladiator.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
used the gold coloring for the sort of like the pictures to go with the text, and
although he has still got his bigger groin.
So for me, but I've also got one of the Bibles of Transformers the Universe, and and here it is here, and using the power of the alphabet, I'm able to find out where Megatron is.
So, the bit about the antimatter. Sorry, before we go on to that, the bit about the antimatter. Isn't that what happens to his eyes? Like with his eye in the is it the comic with his eyes, like the antimatter comes out his eyes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the power that he's linked to, and he's linked to the.
Yeah,
and then again, they use it in IDW as well. Obviously,
I they didn't they as well? Yeah,
using spoilers, but
in the death fight against Freezer.
It's turning into a bibliography, Alexis, so I'm just going to carry on. So there we got Megatron there. And yes, I'm not fucking zooming in.
in his hands.
He's got no chance of reading that, has he? Let's be honest.
The different quotes, what you have in the text spec,
oh, God
is everything is fodder. Which to me is just showing you almost like what Netflix Megatron did, didn't he? When he just used Decepticons to power things or just leave them to die because he wanted to conserve the energy somewhere else.
It was pretty
hard. It goes on to quite a strong profile, and it goes on to his ability, and I like the abilities bit, because it goes on to say about, his cannon can fire a blast up to 12 miles and release enough energy to flatten a small town. Megatron could use his internal circuitry to connect the cannon intermediately with a black hole where it can draw on antimatter as its power source. The blast from this is far greater than the strain on Megatron to do this for even one blast. So it could be a very powerful blast, which I think we could almost insinuate someone like almost like you think of Starscream. But once he's done it, he's going to be in a weakened state. Now they explained this in the quite well in the fact file and in the comic, but obviously I think when other writers got over there, they sort of misinterpreted it and came up with another use for this sort of black hole weapon, which you were just discussing there.
Jamie, you can shoot 12 miles. What wine do you think Paul's drinking? I'm quite interested. Is it Chablis?
Different colour. Chablis.
Yeah,
it wasn't me.
Transformer Universe Guide.
You're mute, Paul.
An in-depth guide to the powers and abilities of over 100 Transformers by my good friend Bob.
Bobby, I love Bobby.
Which he signed, but he said, "Leave me alone." No, that's
no. Can I go next, please?
Yeah.
Oh dear. We should play up to the Bob Budianski and you being not allowed near him thing. It's funny. Right, I'm gonna go with this guy. So, I mean, Megatron's all good and well, but fairly one-dimensional. Soundwave is where the interesting stuff was for his tech specs, and of course the rumors are that at one point he was supposed to be the Decepticon leader, but it said that he can hear a fly sneeze. He uses anything he hears for blackmail to advance his status. That idea of blackmail wasn't really used enough in the comic books. I think there was a story, and I don't even think it was blackmail, where he set up Dead End, was it, or Wild Rider? I think it might have been Wild Rider. He set up Wild Rider to look like he was somebody giving away secrets to Shockwave's Decepticons, and Megatron killed him for it. Spoiler alert, except it was 40 years ago. Get over it. He's an opportunist, despised by all of the Decepticons, and his sensors can detect even the lowest energy radio transmissions, able to read minds. Read minds? He didn't do that a lot, did he? Really? He did it in the cartoons. I'm sure there was bits in the cartoons. Didn't he do it to
He did it.
Chase at one point, where he read his mind at one point, or tried to.
And the Dinobots as well. When
although you didn't need to read the minds to figure out they were thick. That wasn't really.
Whoa!
Oh, come on! We can't polish a turd here, Pete. Let's be honest.
Fingers on it.
What I always liked about his bio was the bit at the end where it pointed out he's often the target of retaliation by his comrades. He never really saw that either. It would be daft enough to try and take on Soundwave, apart from the Constructicons who formed Devastator. But even then, they tried it, and look how that worked out in the Autobot shuttle. So I think one of the most interesting tech specs that they did was Soundwaves, and this is obviously from the original toy. And yeah, I was going to do Double Dealer, but I can't always choose Double Dealer for everything. It's just boring. So anyway, Soundwave was the one I went with, and that took a lot because there was a lot of late G1 stuff that I actually thought was quite interesting. So that's why I downloaded several of them. See, and that's
where'd you guys from? Where from?
Oh well, I shall show you. Have you picked a bot, Alexis?
No, because I couldn't.
What do you mean? No, you just have to pick a bot, for Christ's sake.
Oh, well, I wanted to.
Pick one now. Think about it.
All right.
Anyway, I always like that about Nautilator. Alexis mentioned about Broadside. He was supposed to be scared of the sea, basically, and scared of flying. I mean, fucking hell, give him a. Somebody didn't like him. Let's put it that way. When they gave him the alt modes, Nautilator was basically an idiot who couldn't swim, and he was part of the Seacons. I mean, just genius, really. Somebody was just taking the piss. Somebody had a bad day and thought, I'm just going to take the piss here. Let's make him a sea creature that can't swim and is useless. But that actually, I like the fact that stuff like that stuck around and it stuck with it. So even now, there's been stories in recent times where the Seacons don't like forming with Nautilator because they think basically he makes them crap. So they make him the gun so that he doesn't make them crap, basically. And I always thought that was really clever. We have a similar thing in our team. Anyway, so there you go. That is what I had. And
I can pick one if you like, and you can download it.
I don't need to download. Well, you see, I don't need to download it because I put in a bit of effort just for you, Alexis. So go on, pick a character, and I will share your character's bio just for you.
What I liked about when I read the Transformers universe, I liked the fact that all the cars had all the stats about the speeds. and all the jets had the stats about how fast they were. And if it was a strong transformer, it was how much they could lift. So I would go with.
Maybe no, Alexis, shouldn't we allow someone else to go first? So Alexis goes last.
Someone? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Who hasn't gone yet? Paul, who we can't hear, and we still can't hear.
Paul's
yeah, that's better. We still can't hear you, Paul. Did you just say "oh no"?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
You hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Double angles for safety, for her pleasure.
Let me check. Okay. So the first was 2, and they're kind of the same color. These transformers, and the first one's going to go for. This is the tech specs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't got the tech specs. I've got the ones for the one I chose, but not for these 2. If someone wants to do the comments, they're more than welcome to. The one I was going to go for first, and I know you guys have seen a few of my photos recently in the photography, and this is what I was going to go for, these 2, and it was Dreadwing and just a little photo I knocked up the other day. These 2, but I didn't go for that in the end. Actually, thought no. Find me on I'm on Bebo and MySpace, Paul's Photo Corner.
I thought you were going to say find me on the street corner. Oh, Airwave! I love Airwave.
I got Bebo, I got MySpace, all the ones you want.
MySpace.
No, I was just obsessed with the photo on the left-hand side because it made it look so much like the fucking missiles were meant to be built in and were meant to fly out and launch and stuff.
Yeah.
And
they weren't shit.
Yeah, and the bit at the back it almost looked like it had treads.
Yeah,
and it was like a flying. And that's not true. Like you get the toy out, you're like, "Fuck's this." None of it's there.
And I love that toy, but you're completely.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I love that toy as well.
Strength 1, strength 1. For Christ's sake!
It's the first one I had. It's the first one I had. The first little mini base I had was this one actually. Yeah.
How much did your heart sink like when you got it out? And you're like, "Oh god, I love this guy." And it'd be like strength 1. What? 1? I'm at the bottom of the bottom of the.
He's a micromaster. He's tiny.
Yeah.
But courage 9. Oh, great. Well, yeah, that will stop the bullets.
A black market barbarian.
Seen some dodgy tapes with that.
Barbarian sounds a bit generous.
I like how the control tower is armed with atomic panels.
I know, it's mental. My price is too high, and you're going to pay a black market barbarian. Strength 1. Makes no sense.
As long as you stay 301 miles away from him, you'll be fine.
Exactly. It's like, where are you, Scunthorpe? Well, I'm going to go to Cornwall, you bastard. Fuck off.
Oh, dear.
You don't know.
Comments again.
Ed, yeah, let's get naughty later. Yeah, it is a Thew gag. He did it as a Valentine's type card, didn't he? Because I sent it to my wife. She wasn't impressed. I don't know why. She wasn't impressed by naughty later. Oh, yeah.
Cross that his name, put your name.
No, I just said it. It's like his name at the bottom of it somewhere. Lazy. Anyway, that was a great choice, Paul.
And great photos. What, do you like my photos?
I loved your photos. The lighting, the style of it, and the fact that
kind of had like an almost Icelandic look to it.
Oh, it did. Beautiful stuff.
Follow me on Grindr. I'm there. All photos up.
You say follow you on Grindr.
I'll follow you.
To Grindr.
To the corner of the street. Right. Who would like to go next?
Pete. Who's left? Pete.
I can go next.
Yeah.
We're saving the best till last.
By the way, every comment, every question, sensible, every sensible question has been put on the pad to be sent to Bob Budianski.
For me, it was Silverbolt because it was quite funny. And this links into my question for Bob: was he being ironic, or was he trying to see what he could get away with, having some fun with the characters and stuff? You know, having the leader of the aerial bots scared of heights and scared of flying. But I always had a special place in my heart for the aerial bots. They were the first combiner I got. I loved Silverbolt, but it was just so interesting, right? He was made leader, but I don't think he wanted to be, and I think the pressure of it got to him. Plus, he was scared of heights. So I think that builds the basis. My question for Bob is like, why did he come up with these ideas? Was he trying to have a laugh?
I guess the cartoon must have used what he wrote down.
Was this the same year as Broadside? Or was Broadside the year afterwards? I thought Broadside was 86, but I could be wrong on that. So if anybody in the chat knows for definite and can say.
These were season 2, weren't they?
85?
Yeah.
So the year before? So he'd have written this the year before, so he's already done a joke about a Autobot who transforms into a jet who's scared of flying, and then he did Broadside, who was an Autobot who had a jet mode and was scared of flying.
What did he say about Cosmos?
Probing, mostly. I think it was mostly commentary.
Like a boss.
Mostly probing. Mostly probing.
What have you been up to this weekend? Mostly probing. Mostly probing.
This week, I've been mostly probing.
Well remembered, Alexis.
So for me,
do you remember when you really felt like you got the little red see-through piece of plastic to do the decoder thing, and it was like so cool, and then you realized actually I can see it without it. I don't really need it.
Yeah,
hurts your eyes.
And then they just did away with it completely, so they didn't have to stick a piece of red plastic in there and saved a bit of cash.
So I like the bits. So he talks about like he can fly 4,500 feet. Was it? Up in the air, he can shoot an electro miles. He can fly, shoot an electric ball 150,000 volts from his nose cone. Right, those are things I like reading. Like I was like, and you look, if you add them all together, like are they all quite similar? Like if you look at all the cars, all the jets, do they have similar statistics, or are they all? Is that one superpower over the rest? Right. That's what I always found interesting. It was like, because you always had, I think, with the Titans, like Metroplex and that, it said he can lift so many tons, and the other one gave a different measurement, like metric tons or imperial. It's like, I was like, okay, there was no consistency with what the statistics were, but it was quite
almost like they were making it up as they were going along.
I like the numbers. I'm a numbers guy.
Alexis can identify with that.
Some say is where he began.
We should have a disclaimer at the start of every episode. Things that Alexis say may be a work of fiction. Any relations? Anyway, have you picked a bot?
I'd go for one. So I don't know, Jamie. If you flick through your book, go for one of the car bots.
Well, you don't need to go. You don't need the book.
One that's got stats. Go for a seeker and go for a car bot and go for a seeker.
Somebody share what I'm sharing, please.
Sunstreaker and Thundercracker.
Sunstreaker and that's two.
Yeah, wait.
Use one. Right, whilst we do that, I'll go for. There was a few. Whilst we find it, there was a few little odd ones. I just want to do an honorary mention to these ones because they were a bit weird, and I think it's a different time, wasn't it? It was the 80s and stuff, so Bob was probably under a lot of pressure and stuff to get these things done. Which you can
I like Sunstreaker's quote. He goes, "They can't beat the best."
That's a good quote.
So it's you, Alexis. Actually,
this was this first one. This is Twin Twist. So Twin Twist. Where's he gone? He was just there. Sorry,
he escaped
too fast.
He's gone
very fast.
Too fast.
Can I ask the question why I'm not keeping up to date in the chat because other things are going on? But why is Ed put Erector was afraid of tits?
We all are at the beginning, Ed.
Not when you've got an erector,
So I think this is Twin
Chicken
Twist.
and egg, really,
so
isn't it? What comes
demolitions.
The erector.
War is wherever I want to be. Massive homophobe, which is ironic, as he loves to sink his drill into slabs of meat. And that was a weird time for Transformers. Weird
oh,
and
if you look closely, you can pinpoint the exact moment Transformers the show was cancelled.
Got sued by Bob, my friend.
my close personal friend Bob.
It's just Twin Twist. He's awful, wasn't he? Such a Nazi, wasn't he?
Court friend.
Ooh, cancel Friends. Anyway.
Right, come on then, Austin. You've had long enough. Come on.
Austin. Yeah, it's ready to go if somebody wants to. Oh, no, wait. I have to have it properly. Oh, no, it is there. Yay. There you go. Off you go then, Alexis.
I've got to zoom in to read it.
Oh, you are fucking kidding me.
Oh, God.
I can't zoom it in. I haven't downloaded it. You blind.
I can zoom in. I can zoom in.
You get some glasses, mate. Trust me, it works wonders.
So this quote is the deadliest warrior. Sorry, deadliest weapon is terror. Thundercracker is a contemptuous
xenophobe.
Thundercracker is contemptuous of anything that cannot fly. Not totally convinced of the Decepticons' cause, but they persuaded him to continue battling the Autobots. So that's quite true of the IDW.
Yeah.
Flies at speeds of 1500 mph. Produces control, definitely sonic booms that can be heard for 200 miles, equipped for powerful drones, rockets, and incendiary guns. Doubts cause. I'd be interested if you get Skywarp. How fast can Skywarp fly? It'd be interesting to you compare 1.5 Mach. That's Mach 1.5. That is. I think it'll be measured in Mach 1.5. So that's what 1,500 miles an hour is Mach 1.5.
An interesting thing about that stat card or tech spec is it's wrong. I mean, they actually made a mistake. I think that was the one that was meant to belong to Starscream. And the one that Starscream belongs to the other Seekers, because the idea was that Starscream should be the most powerful and more powerful than the other Seekers, but it didn't make sense when you looked at Starscream's original tech spec, but he was weaker than the other Seekers, not as intelligent, not as strong, not as powerful, not the same rank, and I think Bob did in an interview, he discussed this and said, yes, it was a mistake. They got the tech specs mixed up.
Wow.
Botch the Crab. That's where you get it from.
Yeah, Botch the Crab. And they've been doing it for years, so credit to all them. There you go, 1,500 miles per hour, which is the same as Thundercracker, isn't it?
It is. I think some of the other jets then actually...
the descriptions are right. It's just the tech spec, the numbers are wrong.
The numbers on the tech specs is what they apparently muddled up.
There we go. So instantly teleport 2.5 miles. So Ramjet, for example, says it can...
Alexis.
It mentions speed and then Mach 2.8 in the same sentence. It's weird, like Ramjet is.
Lives have been a lie. If you've been affected by what you've seen tonight,
I thought you were going to say if you've been affected by Alexis. We both put a helpline.
Yeah.
Just call Operation U3.
Show me on the Optimus Prime where he touched you.
2.5 miles away isn't that far when you think about something that's maybe breaking the sound barrier, is it? It's just like...
Yeah, but he can teleport. I mean,
Yeah.
But it's almost like
instant.
Put that down, please. Every time first line. Where the hell did you find? Please tell me you didn't make it.
What do you think, Andy? All right, what do you genuinely think?
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Oh, Bob, what's he like?
He's a card, isn't he?
Isn't he?
I bet he'll deny doing it.
Oh, he will. Yeah.
I can just imagine all the. No, I'm not. I
Bob, it's 2023. You can't say that anymore, mate.
It's days like this that I'm happy I've got an independent Instagram account.
Hey, can we invite those Transformers to show lads to our convention? Of course we should. But just before we do, let's have a quick look at part of one of the show. Oh, never mind.
Okay. Here we go. Right. So Andy, show Snapdragon and then show eight face. Very different. Completely
Say
different.
please.
Please.
There you go, man. This costs nothing. Right. Who did you want? Snapdragon. I can't show both at the same time, I'm afraid.
No, but one by one.
Internet.
Snapdragon and then eight face.
Snappy and Dragony. Right. Snapdragon is there.
So look here. Look how far he goes. 8,800 miles an hour. Maximum speed.
He's absolutely urinating on the seat.
That is like ridiculous how fast that is.
If I don't get you dirty, it's not worth doing. Young member of the Hitler Youth. What the fuck,
Bob? Eight face.
Snapdragon in German.
Let's have a look at Eight Face and the wondrous thing Eight Face is.
He goes speed 3,000. He's like less than half. But that's still twice as fast as any of the Seekers.
Wow,
That
Snapdragon
reminds
is
me of
really
Khmer Rouge.
absolutely destroying Apeface when it comes to speed. And
no
his
reason, right?
toy.
But
Yeah, I said it.
But he's thoroughly obnoxious. He pounds loudly on his chest, but he uses the term obnoxiousness is not a problem, is an art.
But let's
Trigger
look
happy.
at what Figures became, which is Scourge and Cyclonus. What did those guys do?
Bob didn't write all these, though, did he?
No.
He only done the
A
first
good
Let's just say he did.
No, but he was the editor for them. So if somebody else wrote one, it went to him, and he kind of gave it a tweak.
And then took all credit.
Like
For
a
the
little
purpose of this segment, he wrote all of them.
It's like when Jamie comes up with a really good joke and then sends it to Alexis, and then Alexis just comes out with it on the show and takes all the credit. Alexis is our Bob Budianski. I'm joking because Bob came up with a lot of these, and he worked on these for many years, so he was fantastic.
So it says Cyclonus can fly at speeds at faster than Mach 2, it says.
Cyclonus,
I mean, the way you've got to look at Bob, what he did was an amazing thing. He set the groundwork for writers like Simon Furman. Without Bob, a lot of these writers would have found it nearly impossible to do it in the work time.
Yeah,
you know,
and this is why he's the godfather of Transformers, because of that work that he put in, and because of the characters he created that other writers have then developed and improved on in some ways, but all those seeds were planted by Bob Budianski all those years ago, and that's why he deserves a huge amount of credit. And to get him on TFUK Con is pretty big, really, when you think about it. It doesn't, like Jamie said, he doesn't come across to the UK to do a lot of conventions, and he's going to be.
So is he actually going to be in the UK?
Well, it's going to be like. Is it Paul? You'll be able to tell us if you're
via satellite link.
Is it via satellite that he's doing it live, or is it going to be a recorded thing?
It might be a bit of both. I know it is definitely, if you're watching the show now and you're watching it live and you ask a question, it will be taken to Bob, and as long as it's sensible, Hoff, who's asked about orgies and stuff by the river. We can't take those ones. We can whisper them into his ear when we're at the convention, but they won't be displayed for public.
That's for private.
So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here's Lily, Bubble Jumper, Pete, Devastator, Lecky, Sunstreaker, Rohans Corner, Dave Wave has Postable Nipples, and Arrowfire all have a question each.
So Ian was just
Budianski, creator of the Transformers.
Would it work if Andy was to make a forum post and people just to put their questions down there again and sort of build it up?
No.
Can I just say, Ian? No, he's
Graham
not
needs the questions tonight, and we only need about 12 to 15 questions.
So it's not going to be live then, because Graham's going to be doing it.
Graham's doing a live interview, and we're going to try and get him live as well. But that'll be for the people who attend the con.
Yeah, only the people who attend will get to see him live.
We can't have 42 questions ready for him.
So
he will be in a different country. We won't be able to list him or something like that. I'm asking for friends.
As it says in the legal documentation you received, Jamie, no, you will not be able to lick him.
Licking is not acceptable under any circumstance.
Some things are just
Billy Bites back.
Astro train travels at 20,000 miles an hour in orbit and up to 50,000 miles out of orbit.
But how far does he travel?
Are you just telling us random stats? He said he was going to do this in the chat.
He's got a range of 17,000.
Are you just reading random stats to us now?
At a top speed of 400 miles an hour as a train. So,
Choo-choo, Thomas.
Do you know kickback's quote is "Friend is another word for fool." That's a bit mean-spirited for an evil to say. Well, he is an evil to sit into.
It's almost like he's evil. Oh, wait.
What does Jazz say? Do it with style or don't bother doing it. Jazz. That's classic Jazz. Classic Jazz.
Jazz
Jetfire, could you please dig me up? I'm only under 2 inches of snow. No, sorry, Jetfire. That's not happening. You're dead to us now.
Yeah. Who would have thought? A little bit of frozen water, and that's enough to destroy you.
You can imagine him just under the ice.
Destroyed all the
Decepticons. Help me!
It's
a shame about Jetfire.
We've won our war. Oh no, what's this? Oh, it's really
a bit cold. Let's get on our way.
Gears 1 is horrendous. He goes, Earth stinks, but Decepticons think worse. And I think, and you look at Gears, it's like a fucking horrendous looking.
Yeah, fuck you, Gears.
I think I could have him with his stupid fat head.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Next week's discussion: Transformers you want to tell to fuck. Oi, Gears, get in the fight.
And Huffer, your fucking voice, Huffer, I would knock you out.
What have you done recently?
You slag.
Like all. I love the idea of that. Somebody just put Alexis picking apart Bob's work. So we've got Bob Budianski coming on, and Alexis is just there, just dissecting it. Well,
Oh, he's coming on. What I'm scared of is he's coming on live stream as well. Like if he does, there'll be the questions, but then also maybe possibly a live stream, which is the same as what happened to Bobby Skullface, and you just ran off and joined the live stream.
Oh, Alexis, don't try and don't.
To be fair, you made it better. You
Yeah.
improved that.
But don't you think I'm scared about that because he did save the day? But didn't we create a
did.
monster? Did that empower him?
From Bob to Bob.
Even Dave said like it was brilliant. I'm glad he came out, but what have I created?
Changed my mind. They said you might be expert.
Oh, that's enough.
And it's some
think someone-
cutting edge CGI there.
Do you think we should bring
Beast
some like
Wars
Coda
style.
form for Alexis at TFUK Con next year, just in case?
No, because he'll use it. Oh, you meant for him personally.
He's knowing his own beer.
Jamie will wake up with his pants on back to front in somebody else's bedroom and he's going, "This is backfired." Shouldn't have brought that chloroform.
I can imagine that. Especially when you hear a voice coming from the cupboard and it'll be Alexis, help.
From the wardrobe.
And RJ standing there.
I'm trapped in the closet. Yeah, we'll do our own version of R. Kelly.
Live TV cam blow up in your face, Ed. Just apparently like a broadside in Five Faces of Darkness. There you go.
Okay, Harry Kane has scored again. 18
I know.
goals in 12 games for Bayern Munich.
Top of the league. Well, to be fair, Bayern Munich are always top of the league.
Right,
Anyway.
You never say top of the league, you say Bundesliga.
We look at how far Jetfire goes. Can the mathematicians
and 19 other teams.
Can the mathematicians in the group work out how far Jetfire goes? So Jetfire can travel. This
Can
is
the
a
mathematicians? This is maths game. Where's the biologist?
Alexis,
Count the
Alexis,
DNA.
don't let the glasses fool you.
he can, okay, so he can
scientist,
travel
come here.
halfway around the world in 30 minutes. So
Been
how
around
far,
the world in aye.
so that means you can travel around the world in 1 hour. How big's the
But can he
circumference
dance
of
in
the
waterfalls?
I got it.
That's
I
what
got
like
it.
to
He
know.
goes shit fast. Right, moving on.
No, well,
Like shit off a stick, which is a phrase I never really understood. But I mean, he does go quite quick, I suppose, if you flick it. But...
Yeah.
Okay, so,
All down to the
Jetfire,
consistency.
Jetfire travels,
little
give or
bit.
take, 40,000 kilometers an hour.
Is that Jetfire or Skyfire?
That's a Jetfire.
Jamie's questions.
40,000 kilometers in
Why is he in
miles.
shushing the nips?
Because Nip said, you tell me, and Beast Wars is much worse.
Yeah, it's worse than everything.
So
He loves Beast
25,000.
There have been
20
wars that have been better than Beast Wars.
So
Beast
Jetfire is
Wars.
faster than Astro Train because Jetfire
Like the
can travel
Napoleonic
25,000
Wars.
miles
They
an
were
hour, and Astro can travel 20,000
They were
miles
great.
an
They
hour.
were great days.
Yeah.
Unless he's out of orbit.
We'd have
and then
ABBA
it's
if it wasn't for
50,000
that.
miles an hour.
Exactly.
Abba Dabba Doo. What?
Or short French people with complexes.
What, like Young Napoleon? The Emperor.
Lady boys. Anyway, moving on.
Which is
You never move on from that,
not to be
mate.
confused with the ones in Thailand.
If you had to lose,
Don't give us that, Alexis. Otherwise,
Right.
we'll have to bring on those strippers. Anyway, it
Next
doesn't matter. Let's not get into that.
so keep the Bob Budianski questions
I
coming.
like it when he said, "How could you tell?" I think we can tell. No.
In the Transformers universe, if you had to lose either one of these three, the range, B&Ms, or home bargains, what would you lose?
Someone's saying the
bargains.
13th of May is a
B&M.
fun.
On
Someone's
bargains,
saying
'cause they never get
13th of May
anything
is a
anymore.
Monday.
Yeah,
They used
B&M.
to. They never get anything in anymore. Not anything good, anyway.
I lose the range.
Yeah.
Range of shit.
Ah,
Range
no,
is good for home
no,
stuff.
no, I
But the
disagree.
toy section is
I
the
disagree,
worst toy
Paul.
section.
Paul, someone's saying 13th of May is a
I
Monday,
think
mate.
B&M's got a better toy section.
What?
Why would you say
13th
that?
of May is a Monday next year. You've got the wrong date on the date on the bottom.
Oh, why do people have to check stuff I write?
And then correct it.
For fuck's sake.
What's
It's
so
miles
annoying?
away. It's like in 4 months.
I mean, to be fair, they are right.
Someone much more with a bigger focus than me will tell you the date closer to the time.
Yeah.
I'm
Impactor, your invitation is revoked.
Yeah.
It'll be around that weekend.
Yeah.
The website.
In May.
Was
Well,
that
to be
wrong?
fair-
Should it be http:// ?
Should we maybe check the actual date just in case?
No,
Let's be honest. A lot of you are
You and
watching,
your
you've already
fact.
got your
You know,
ticket.
we're not professional like that, and it'll be a sad day when we ever become professional.
It'll be a
like that.
sad day when we ever look like we know what we're talking about.
I know.
We
You know,
will be
'cause that's
in
a line.
Birmingham throughout May.
On
In
random
the hope
days,
that we're there at the right time.
Join
It's
us.
the 11th of May.
We will be living in the hotel and just hoping that we're there on the right day. Come on. Let's all have a
Right, so
month in
do we think it's the 11th?
Could be.
This is where I like to use.
No, it's not the 11th. Because that's my anniversary weekend, so it's not the fucking 11th, mate.
Well, it might be.
It's not-
It's
it's
be
me,
shit
I
out
like
of
It better not be.
it better not be.
Fucking hell.
God, there's a good guys who won't be there. Oh my, wow.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Gosh darn
I
it.
was talking to Jeff.
Mate, it's the 11th of May.
Fuck's sake! 7th of May.
Alexis, you got too much.
I'm more
on here
surprised you
missing out.
remember the date.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you remember your anniversary. Although he's
Not
not
that
Sam,
he's got it
Very
branded
close.
on him.
ladies,
Very close that day.
especially if Sam runs up to the stage and nuts you. That'd be brilliant.
No, it's all right.
That would be
I've got-
great. That would be,
I've got-
ratings would go through the roof.
I'm not here that Friday night. I'm not here, by the way, lads. On that Friday, I'm not here. I'm actually at a show in London.
Well, apparently you're not here on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Because it's your anniversary weekend.
Well, I have to get from London somehow. I've got brownie points because I'm taking Sam. Oh shit!
Good luck with that.
Sam, don't, oh shit! It's a secret. Don't sell. Cut the bit out. Edit that out.
What?
What are you taking Sam to a chip shop?
Shut up! No, it's a secret. I shouldn't know. It's a surprise.
You're going to batter your... Oh, too much.
It'll be all gravy, baby.
What?
Sam
No.
is absolutely
We're
amazing.
Southern, mate. Curry sauce.
Oh yeah, I forgot you. Anyway, no, moving on.
Gravy on your chips.
I always worry when Sam and Amir Lynn have a conversation together that they're plotting to have me and Alexis murdered or something like that. Or like disappeared.
I mean, they probably are.
Yeah.
Let's just gloss over that and move on.
They're going, why have we got those two? Why?
Right, 11th.
Alexis, if it'll help, do you want me to send a message to Sam now, just pointing out that you're going to TFU Con on your anniversary weekend? Would that at least that way, breaks the ice?
Driving up Friday morning.
Yeah.
No,
Driving up
I
Friday
know.
morning.
I've got plans on Friday, so I've actually got plans on Friday, so I have to come up Saturday afternoon. I'm not joking. I'm not
Did
joking.
anyone here actually collect the tech specs from Transformers?
I didn't collect them in the sense of cutting them out, but I kept the boxes. So I suppose
I kept the boxes, never cut them out.
I got a big stack of them now from that collection that got passed to me.
nuggets.
It's got a big stack.
Well, it
of
had fucking boxes as well, or just the text?
No, just the tech specs. God, if the boxes turn up.
Just
Well,
imagine.
I've got the
You said you
Metroplex
big-
box, obviously. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to kick the kids out of the house.
Because
Go
that's the
sleep with
one thing
grandmas every day, forever.
I do miss from current Transformer boxes is I would
Yeah.
have loved a little tech spec.
Yeah.
And I know the reason they don't have the paragraph of literature anymore to give a backstory is because they would have to do it in all the different languages, because they don't have different companies to
exactly.
outsource like they
That's
used
what
to
it comes
do.
down to.
But I think the tech spec should have been okay. I mean, everyone uses the same numerical numbers now, apart from fucking
Don't they
Romans.
kind of still
And
use
they're
it, though,
long
Jamie?
dead. We
on
don't care
the
about
legacy
those.
figures, you scan the what you call it, the QR code, don't you? And that takes you to a page on the internet that has like a tech specs type thing.
To a
It's not the
fun page.
same, but it's no, that's a different page. Let's not scan those QR codes here right now.
Oh, I scanned it on the box mail and then it took me here. I had no control.
And it took me to this website and played all these films.
Yes. And downloaded it.
And also did several searches.
That's tit specs.
Using very specific language. Terminology. Broadside, you absolute filth bag. Oh, that's the highlight of my night. That one. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you.
Yes.
And also thank you, Rohan. I didn't get a
Do you
chance to
have
say
a
this, but
thankful?
that meet up at down south when we got to see Rohan again. I haven't seen Rohan, I don't think, since he had his illness and everything, and that was lovely.
I just wanted to say for our American
Something
brothers,
good,
who we really love and support, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. And because we gave you the wonderful English language, I do think since we had 2/3 of the globe at one point, we might have been a bit bad with it, probably. I think we should have the tech spec back with the paragraph and
I'm sure it's up to American viewers, but if it is,
I think the Americans have got the power to change it for the better. They can bring
Oh,
it back.
now you think they have the power.
Yeah.
and literally within a few months they'll vote in Trump because you've said that,
All
right?
right. As they say, no likey, no lighty. The power's in your hands.
Was that not in... Ooh,
Oh, the Americans will really get that reference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Paddy McGuinness.
That was great.
No likey, no lighty.
That's it. Let the stars see the stripes. You would have said that, wouldn't he, as well?
Do you know what? I like that one. Yeah, no, that was quite good. That was quite good.
If anyone's watched Paddy McGuinness, he's a comedian. He did what did he do? He did.
Are you now explaining Paddy McGuinness?
Yeah.
Yes. What was the show he did? The
Phoenix Nights.
dating-
He worked with Peter Kay on
the
Phoenix
date-
Nights, and then from that he
dating
got his
show.
own stuff.
Dating show.
The dating show. Take Me Out.
Take Me Out. That was it. And he was the main host of Top Gear as well.
Well, he was one of them, but that's
yeah.
it now.
He was.
Yeah,
That's gone now, isn't it?
No, I'm not gonna Flink off.
Like a transformer tech spec I'm looking at now. It's Longtooth. That show's gone.
I'm not sure what to say about that. So I think we're done now, aren't we? Especially as Paul.
Paul's bucked off. Can we end the show about Paul? Paul, come back. We need to end the show. We can't end it without you, mate.
No, we can end it.
We have that power to do so.
Jamie has the power.
Should
Let's
we
just
end
keep
it?
going.
Should we wait?
Let's just keep going.
Should we wait for Paul?
This is the extended edition.
Just for giggles, put it onto Paul's camera. So if you can, like, force the thing back in, and then just leave it on his camera. We all go. We just leave it running. See how long before somebody turns
Robocop knows. Robocop knows.
But what happens if Paul's got a bit drunk and he's went down for some cheese and then he comes up in his underwear and goes, "What's this on?" And he switches on and he's live.
Is that how you imagine him eating cheese?
Our ratings go for the roof.
Just like Bob Budianski.
I approve.
Oh dear. It's been a long week.
Drew's went for a nude, Paul. He's taking it to the next step.
Drew's gone there. Love it. 24-hour stream, says Robert Cobb. Well, no.
I think we should do that for charity, where we have something like we will do a 24-hour stream.
And then they pay money, so we don't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Remember Alexis wanted to do a rap. Remember, that was one of his ideas where he did it.
I think Alexis should still do a rap.
Yeah.
I actually had verse 2 of that in my head.
Oh my god,
I know.
Well, as long as it stays in your head.
It's not me laptop. I'm just laughing at Pete with his stress.
That's what happens when I think about him rapping. I have to decompress somehow.
He does when he doesn't have his cock in his hand. It's just to squeeze something else. Choke something
I hope that's
else.
not true, because you imagine if that to be a terrible affliction in real life, just walking around squeezing things randomly. Also could get you in trouble, Pete.
Well, has anyone watched Gen V?
Never convicted, Pete. Never convicted.
Yeah, that's true.
Spin off to the boys. There's a guy in there.
They
who's got a
never
dirty
able
habit.
to tell.
But
Oh,
what
Paul-
I would
Paul's
like
text-
you guys to do
Paul's-
is when you go
Paul's
around
texting
social
me.
media, any post which catches your interest, which is not nudity or naked or any debauchery, that means bad things, Alexis. Take a screenshot or like it, come back to it and put this on Transformers the Show, to highlight other people's contributions and the fandom and then the community, to be a sort of positive outlook in what makes this community good and what makes it great. And it's the little things, because you take it for granted, because a lot of the people I posted, they're always posting stuff all the time, and it keeps things ticking along. And I think that's a great aspect.
Paul just texted me. He said it's okay if we put his camera back on and leave him do it.
Cracking.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, look at his eyes.
And come out.
And it's because you can't read a fucking text in
Which
your
is
phone.
interesting, Alexis, because I've just got a reply back from Sam, and she says it's absolutely fine that you should go to TFUK-Con, and she certainly won't cut off your testicles for it. So it's all good news. It's all positivity as we end the show.
This is how Alexis reads a text, isn't it?
I've got a text.
Carried
It's
around
arrived on my mobile phone.
AKA the iPad.
It's totally real.
AKA the eye test. Oh, fucking hell. I'm actually going to the opticians tomorrow to get some new glasses.
Good lads.
I'm joking.
End of this story.
I'm also going to the garage to test drive a new car as well. So I'm going to use their free parking.
Hey, Ian's been up.
Is it free parking if you spend 20 grand on a motor?
I'm not spending anything. I'm going to get it from my company. I'm just going to test drive it. I need to make sure they cut the I can't select the garage, unfortunately. So that you can't do that. You have to all compete. I went, oh, whatever. So, but I want to go and make sure the car seats fit the car.
We're talking about this now, are we? This is where we are.
I think with this wonderful conversation, we shall be bringing Transformers the Show.
No, we are now getting to the core. We're now getting to the core point of the show. Alexis and his new car and the car seats. No, go on, end it. Yeah.
Is this the new car that he'll never drive to a convention because he wants a lift from everyone?
Yeah.
Just so it gets all right. Just be clear.
I'm not made of cars. We'll have one. Like,
not made of cars. What, like the rest of us are? Pete with his 20 cars.
Yeah.
JD with his 10.
Everything the light touches is mine.
What? Do you think cars grow on trees? You fucking.
You get yours for free. You just said.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You said you're not paying.
Oh, my company. My company. You getting me?
No, I'm not buying it. I'm not paying for it. Okay, I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it a different way.
You don't even
Which is where you don't pay for it.
Yeah.
No, it's my company. No,
like you don't pay for a lift.
No, I still pay for it. I just don't.
Well, you know what, guys? Tune in next week, and Alexis will be able to understand and tell you how he's getting his new car because he's not quite sure, and we'll be waiting to find out this wonderful information.
I can't wait.
But until then, keep up reading Transformers, keep enjoying Transformers. Make sure GoBot fats are ignored and despised. No, that's okay. GoBot fans are okay. We like them now. They're okay. They're part of the Transformer universe. The bottom rung of the Transformer universe. And they should know where they are.
Who would you rather have dinner with, a GoBot fan or a Beast Wars fan?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you know, I'm just happy to say that we can now end the show without any interruptions. If we could just get Alexis back on, you can be quiet for a second. We can all say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Sweet dreams.